Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
It's Vicky Judy. Orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Trina Parks, and you're listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's going on, people? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I am the Director. Be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on the IE Network, youtube.com/the IE Network TV, Facebook, Twitter via Periscope. We also come to you on the other podcast stuff, Apple Podcast and Spotify, all that other good stuff via Anchor. So, welcome back. Today's the 26th of April. And Monday, of course, and we'll be doing a lot of stuff. Now, I want to get right to it. You know, my counsel, they should be on anytime soon. Today we have a special guest a little bit later. She'll probably pop on around 9:20, 9:30 or so, our time, Eastern Standard Time. Jen Garcia from On the Block with Jen. She has a new film that she's in that's out now everywhere. White People Money is out everywhere on every platform, digital platform. I picked it up on Amazon Prime Video. You know what I mean? So check that out. If you guys go check it out, support the girl Jen, support filmmakers, period. You know what I mean? Independent filmmakers, whatever. Just support it, man. That film also stars Drew Sidora. So she's, everyone should know who Drew is. And if not, just remember T-Boz from the TLC film, plus many other films she's in. But, she really killed that T-Boz, role. So she's going to be there. But she's not going to be here tonight. But we hopefully will get her on the show in the next coming weeks. Her along with the director, Mark Harris. So tune in for that, people. And let's see. Get a couple of And let's see. Let me email her. Make sure she's all good. Yeah, and we're going to talk, of course, the Oscars. Oscar. Oh, say only real fans of the Odd Couple know what I'm talking about when I say that. Oscar. Anyway, so I'm old school, people. It's all about the Odd Couple, honeymooners. That's my thing. But the Oscars was on last night, and for the first time, actually, a part of the movie news we was talking about is the Oscars season all-time low in ratings, which doesn't surprise. I don't think this surprises anyone. It hits an all-time low with under 10 million viewers for the first time ever. And it's been around for a long time. It was like the 90-something, 90th something Oscars Academy Awards. So it's been around a minute. And Not cool. Not cool at all. But are we really surprised? Are we really surprised? I'm not. I'm not surprised at all with it. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes and how it turns out, but we will talk about it. We will talk about it and talk about it. Also, about the Oscars. I'm not gonna lie. I had it on as I'm writing. I'm sitting here banging out a new banger script for my web series Groupie coming real soon. And I'm watching the Oscars. So I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. And I knew that it wasn't going to be well. I gave it a watch. I gave it a view because I knew a lot of people weren't going to view it. This year, a lot of movies didn't come out. A lot of people, so I'm like, yo, I want to support because a lot of independent or filmmakers that's like new, I haven't heard of before. They were on this, a lot of them were there, So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a look. I'm gonna give it a view. Plus, there's a couple other people that I really like that was in these categories. Of course, Daniel Kaluuya. Shout out to him. Congratulations. He won for best a supporting actor in a film for Judas and the Black Messiah. We'll get more. We'll get to that a little later. Let's see. Let me just email this person. Yeah, and so I watched it, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I was like, is this the Academy Awards or is it Def Comedy Jam? I don't know. I was waiting on Kid Capri. I was waiting on that. I was something. I don't know. It sounded a little. So Questlove was the music director. Which shout out to Questlove, The Roots, one of my favorite bands. They're a band. They're a real band. They're not like a group. They're a band. They're musicians, but they are a famous hip hop group or band. And I want to shout them out because Questlove is that dude, man. He was kind of like DJing. He was the music director for the night. And I don't know. It felt a little weird. I don't know. It was very, what's the word? Can I be screw being politically correct? I hate politics. It was just a little weird to me, okay? He's playing like Fight the Power in between, like Fight the Power? Like, what the? Okay, I love PE. But in between, I'm just like, I swear, I was like, is this, they turning this to a backyard barbecue for real? And I'm sorry, I'm just, people, they gonna not like me for this, but it is what it is, man. So I'm like, Oscars too black. It's like they were too white before, right? Now, I think they tried a little too hard. We should do hashtag Oscars tried too hard because it was just not hitting for me. But like I said, I am loyal to my filmmaking community. I saw that there was a lot of new filmmakers in these categories that they may not ever have been on before because they were, they're new to the game. And because a lot of those other films didn't come out last year due to the pandemic, it actually gave some filmmakers a chance. So I was okay with that, to be honest with you. So I knew I was going to watch it, but I knew a lot of people was not going to watch it. But anywho, we'll talk about it. I'll bring my guest on and we'll kick it for a minute. Bringing on my guest right now. She is host of her own podcast, On the Block with Jen. Check that out. I think it broadcasts right here on YouTube, Facebook, just like everything. Actually, she's the one who put me on to StreamYard. You know what I mean? So we've had on the show before. She's also an actress. I didn't know if you knew that or not. You must have, because we had on a show where she was talking about acting. So she has a film out right now. It's called White People Money. And it's on all platforms, digital platforms. Like I said, I picked it up on Amazon Prime Video. So I just check it out, everybody, if you can. Welcome back to the show. Friend of the show, Miss Jen Garcia.
What's up?
What's going on, girl?
Here comes trouble.
Well, you know, I had to get your perspective on this because I was watching the Academy Awards last night, like a good filmmaker should. I was like, all right, I'm going to, you know, watch my, you know, I guess they're my peers. I don't know. I never worked with any of them, but I guess they're my peers. So anyway, so let me watch them, check it out. Like I said, when I saw the lineup, I was like, oh, this is going to take a hit. But to me, glass half full, there are a lot of unknown filmmakers that was in this lineup that, you know, got into like best director, it had 2 female directors in the best director category. You know, so it was a couple of milestones. Plus, you know, a lot of you know, non-white people, what they call them, BIPOC, whatever. I'd say non-white people. Yeah, so it was like, all right, cool, let's check it out. You know, I have a couple of, but I was watching it as I'm writing, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I really, really was like, why are they playing so much hip hop in between the breaks? I didn't realize Questlove was the musical director at first. Yeah. But, you know, and I see what they were trying to do, but I think they might have went a little too far, a little too hard with it. Not too far, but just too hard. I'm just like, man. And you know, you was hitting the Facebook and all that. I would say I was right there with you. Like, what are they doing?
I actually did the hashtag Oscars so black, but I like yours. Oscars tried too hard.
Yeah, they just tried too hard.
Like you, I was like working and watching and working and watching, and every time I looked up, I was like, you know, I felt like I was watching the BET Awards. What the fuck is going on? What are they doing?
You better than me. I thought I was watching Def Comedy Jam. I was in King Capri. That's what I was waiting on. King Capri. I was like, yo, who's DJing? And this was when I heard Fight the Power, I was like, what?
I was like, what? That one caused me. I was like, did they just hold up?
Yeah. That's when I checked the channel.
You know, I was waiting for the S1Ws that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, they even covered that. They even covered that with what's her name's performance. They had the dancers dressed like Black Panthers, and they were doing that depending on, you know, what you relate that kind of dance to, is either the S1Ws or the FOI. You know what I mean? The FOIs do the same type of you know, movements that they were doing. So no, it was, the Oscars this year was blackity black.
I was like, what is going on? But now here's the deal. You know, some people are gonna say, especially the black folk, they're gonna be like, you're never satisfied. First it was too white, or it was so white. Now you're saying it's too black. What do you want? Like, we just want regular. I just want regular. You know, of course, you know, everyone, they gotta go so much. It's just like taking Aunt Jemima off the box. You know what I mean? It's like, to say that you don't have to, I like Aunt Jemima, all right? You don't need to take it, and I swear, it's probably in my mind, but that shit tastes different. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah. It's probably in my mind, but the syrup tastes different now.
We have, you know, there are 2 sides. There are 2 ways you could view any award show. Established by white people, Caucasian, whatever the system, the man, however, whatever they're being called this year. There's 2 ways to look at it. There are our peers, like we're in the same business, whether we're distributing independently or Hollywood, or we got a movie deal, you know, for local theater distribution. We're in the business. We are in the business. So it's good to watch and see what people are doing, who's doing what, you know, what category, who's getting awarded for what. So there are 2 ways to look at it. We could look at it as, you know, a networking type of situation, just to see what other people are doing that are in our business. And then there are there's another side where I think people are too emotional about it, and then there's the hypersensitivity, and then there's the bullshit where people just want to get involved in whatever the conversation is. I'm not emotionally attached to award shows, period, even less a white established award shows. I look at it for, what it is. If you want to give me an Oscar, I heard it ups my pay, right? So I'm not going to say no to an Oscar, but I'm also not so emotionally attached that I'm like, you snubbed us.
You snubbed us. Yeah, you're 100% right. And everything you just said was exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, look, as filmmakers, as creators, as artists, of course, I'll give I'll take a Razzie or whatever they call it. I'll do it. Give me something. At least I made some noise. It might not have been a good noise, but if you're gonna give me an Oscar, of course I want it. That's why I laugh at some people commenting, talk about he shouldn't have accepted that award from those white people. Talking about Daniel Kaluuya. I'm like, he's not Fred Hampton. He is Daniel Kaluuya.
See, that's when we start getting absolutely ridiculous. Like I saw that thread at Black Films Rock. I saw the thread. It was like, Fred Hampton would never take an award from the man. Daniel Kaluuya is an actor portraying the man. It doesn't matter. He would have never. You know what, brother? I am giving you that. I am validating that. Fred Hampton probably would have told them go fuck themselves. But Fred Hampton, he was an actor in show business. Daniel Kaluuya's mission is completely different. And it doesn't make him any less Black. It's just his mission is different. His purpose here is different. And I think there's like this constant measuring stick of Blackness that is constantly being thrown at artists. Like, you're not Black enough unless you X, Y, and Z. Unless you say no to the Oscar, you're not Black enough. Unless they want Daniel Kaluuya to make Black synonymous with oppression. If you're not going to, talk about how oppressive it is to be Black, then you ain't on our side. You're not Black enough. And I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's unfair because everybody's mission is different, right? There are 100 million ways to attack this systemic oppression thing. And it's not all going to look like Fred Hampton. We're not all going to look like Angela Davis. You know what I mean? There's 100 million ways to attack this systemic oppression that we're in, but we have to be careful that we're not we're not veering into wanting acceptance, right? There's a difference between fighting systemic oppression and love me, white people. Accept me, white people. Like, there's a difference, right? There's a difference. I want you to be fair with me, but don't get me wrong. I don't give a fuck if you are, because I'm gonna.
I'm gonna do me regardless.
You're not gonna stop me. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference, and I think now with the explosion of the social media environment that we're in, now it's getting ridiculous. Now there's a measuring stick. Now if you're Caribbean and dark skin, you're not good enough to play a Black role, African American role, because you're from the Caribbean. Even though these people are Black as pitch, they're not being accepted now. They're like, no, you're a Brit. You don't. You play for.
Well, Daniel Kaluuya goes through it. He went through it himself because being a British actor.
Yeah, and his words are so misconstrued. I saw another thread where this woman was like, this woman who was half white, her mom was white, and she was trying to, excessively like make Daniel Kaluuya the enemy. No, he said that he don't care about Black racism, and I was like, you're taking it out of context. And I'm with Daniel Kaluuya where he says, I am Black. Racism is all around me, but I am not going to make it synonymous with who I am. And they twist that into, he doesn't want to be Black. Everybody Black, please
self-hate, self-hater.
Right. And it's like, I feel like this. You be Black, how you be Black. I'll be Black, how I be Black. Let her be Black, how she's Black. Let him be Black. There is no rule. There's no set of rules. If you're Black, you have to denounce, and people are asking other people, famous people, to do things that they wouldn't do. These motherfuckers can't even go to their 9 to 5 and stand up to their white boss, but they want Daniel Kaluuya to take on systemic oppression in Hollywood. It is asinine. It's asinine.
But that's what it is. People still to this day they can't separate the reality from what they see on TV. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, that is the stupidest. It's got to be one of the stupidest comments I've ever seen, like in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, he's not Fred Hampton, and Fred Hampton's son and wife had a lot to do with this film. They backed it. They were technical advisors on it. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you saw my response. My response was, if Daniel Kaluuya shouldn't have taken this award because Fred Hampton was anti the establishment, then why is Jamie Foxx walking around singing? Why didn't he blind himself? Because he got an Oscar for playing Ray Charles, a blind man who overcame adversity. That's how stupid that point of view is. If Daniel can't take the award because he was portraying Fred Hampton, then why is Jamie Foxx walking around singing today? Why didn't he keep his eyes glued shut?
Exactly.
That's how people are getting online, you know.
Yeah, but that's how, I don't know. They say that stuff and I'm just like, whatever. But I mean, about the show itself. Now, here's the deal. You know, I want to move to Chadwick, you know, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, great actor, and really did a good job on Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He did. In my opinion, that is not his best performance, though. That is not his best performance, in my opinion.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And I have this thing that I know I'm gonna catch hell for, but I don't give a damn.
Let's catch hell. I like catching.
I have this thing, and we're gonna bring Ralph in so he can witness this. Welcome back, Ralph.
Hello. Hello.
So, yeah, I have this thing where I'm not big on giving awards to people who are not here anymore. That's just me. I have this thing. Yeah, not at all. But in a situation like this, all right, Chadwick Boseman, we all know he's a great actor. Or he was a great actor. And I felt the reason why I put in my opening, was Chadwick really snubbed? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Because the person who was really snubbed, in my opinion, was Stansfield. What's his name? Lakeith.
Uh-huh.
He was snubbed because he should have been in that category. He should have been in the best actor, lead actor category. They shoved him over in supporting actor to compete against Daniel Kaluuya, which was weird. You know, it's like very rare stuff like that is done, and I'm like, he's the lead of the film. He should have been in that, and to me, he's the one who got snubbed because he should have been in that category. Mm-hmm. And another reason why I say we just talked about it, you kind of mentioned it when you were talking. The Oscars, yes, it's all prestigious, blah blah blah, but really, let's get down to it. It ups your pay grade. It gets you better choices, better quality films. It puts you on that level. It's almost the equivalent, if you use sports terms, it's like the equivalent of an MVP. You know what I mean? Not a championship, but like an MVP. You know, when you become a free agent, you can get more money. You can demand trades. You can do things like that. That's what an Oscar is, you know what I'm saying, for an actor. And I'm sorry, I'm not into giving it to people who can't benefit from that. They can't take advantage of that because they're no longer here. You know what I'm saying? Give it to a living actor. Give it to a living actor.
No, I disagree with that one. If you know the consequences of you passing away, if you rightfully earned the Oscar, you rightfully earned the Oscar. Now, Chadwick Boseman, did he rightfully earn the Oscar nomination? Yes, he did. So did. Was he the best of the 5 nominees? I can't say that because I didn't see all 5, so I don't know. Because I mean, the other 2 people that had been nominated and one that had passed away, did they honestly earn them? Yeah, they really did. They were the best. Peter Finch and Heath Ledger, those 2 were the best. Them dying didn't have anything to do with it. They were, whether they were alive or dead, they were the best of that year.
Good point, Ralph. Which brings me to say why I say Lakeith is the one who got snubbed, because I believe Lakeith's performance was really good and worthy of possibly winning the Oscar. I thought he was really good in his performance in, Judas and the Black Messiah. And, it's possible. Now, we know that Anthony Hopkins is a phenomenal actor. He is an exceptional actor. So it's not impossible that he did better in his performance than Chadwick did in his performance.
Right.
Very possible.
To me, that's why it's like
it's not like Chadwick lost to like Keanu Reeves.
Right.
He lost to Anthony Hopkins.
Right. He lost to Anthony Hopkins. And I think everyone going crazy about it. Now, I understand they did kind of people think so. Here's the thing. I know you already know this, Jen. They feel like the Oscars kind of played off of Chadwick, the hype of him possibly, because we all know the road to the Oscars, when you win the Golden Globe and stuff like that, that's like almost like a prerequisite for you to win the Oscar, right? He won that. I don't know if he won the SAG award, but those are like the ones that they really talk about, right? And so everyone's like, oh, they moved they moved the best actor to the final award, which I've never seen that. It's usually either best director or best picture is usually the final award. So everyone's like, oh, they moved it to the final award. And now, everyone, they got egg on their face. They look stupid. And I'm just like, do you think that's kind of like, I mean, whether some people think it's rigged, some people don't. But that's kind of saying it's just rigged. Just give it to him. He didn't win. I don't know why. And like you said, Jed, he lost to Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, these are all, whether we like it or not, at the end of the day, these are all opinions. Yeah. We can say such and such got snubbed. We can say this one deserves to win. Yeah. At the end of the day, they're just opinions. I just think now that the opinions have turned into, clowning. Now it's absolutely ridiculous. Now it's not even on. Now we've gone past wanting things to be fair and just wanting things to be given because of someone's race. I think I don't want something given to me just because so I can shut up. And that's what this Oscars looked like, right? I thought it was nice that they threw. I was waiting. We did like all the industry folk that died. That segment. I was like, I don't think they're gonna throw up DMX in this. I
was stunned. I was
waiting. I said, oh, there he goes.
They did it.
Like, okay,
I mean,
they're really playing on, our emotions, which we know, the establishment, white media has always done. And, the activist in me, of course, the business side of me, because I'm an actress and a writer and I want to be a great filmmaker. That part of me is like, look, it's a networking event. It's the who's. You want to rub elbows with people that are, in the business. You can't avoid them. We don't have a Black Hollywood. So you can't avoid the establishment, right? Until we branch off and create our own Hollywood, these are the people that we have to, shake and move with. So that's one part of me, right? I am in the business. The activist in me is like, if you give people the power to award you, then you give them the power to snub you, right? It's from that saying, when you give someone the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. So you can't be in halfway or not. I look at the Oscars like I'm very business minded. So to me, the Oscars is a business. And can I merge my business with that business, right? I'm not worried about whether you like me, you accept me, you treat me as a human being. Like, I'm not that. I'm not giving you the power of award. So I don't care if you snub me. I'm just like, shit, now I got to work on something else and see if I can merge my project with this. But I'm not, these people who are online hypersensitive, they snubbed us and they don't like us because we Black or Latin, because Latins do the same thing. John Leguizamo cries about, we're not nominated for the Golden Globes. And you can't have it both ways. You can't be part of the establishment and agree that they are Oz.
Yeah.
You can't agree that they're Oz. You can't agree that they're the claw from Toy Story. They say who stays and who goes. And then you get mad when they say you're not.
Thank you. Yeah.
You can't get mad. If you're trusting them to be the epitome of who they can award, then you can't also, well, you snubbed me, but you gave that person the power to give the awards to who they saw fit.
Yeah,
You
that's
gave
true.
them that power, right?
That's true.
When they say you're not fit, you can't turn your back. What is it? So you want to be in or you want to be out? That's what I'm saying. I would advise to filmmakers and people in the business, look at it as a business. Take your emotions out of it. Take your emotions out of it. What I did find amusing, and then I'll go back and Ralph, I think Ralph wanted to say something. What I did find amusing is someone else had said, it's funny how we used to have to shuck and jive, and now they're shucking and jiving for our attention. Glenn Close doing the butt.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
To us,
yeah,
she's shucking and jiving. So it's
she is.
It's ironic.
It is very ironic. Ralph, well, you had a point.
I mean, I was going to say, I mean, look, I do get where everybody's coming from. Well, you know, Chadwick, it seemed like he got to the end of the road. Now they want to yank the road away from him. Hey, listen, a couple years ago, Sylvester Stallone clearly should have won for Creed, and he didn't, although he won the Golden Globe. Eddie Murphy for Dreamgirls clearly should have won. Now you could look at the two people that won it. I forget who beat Stallone, but Alan Arkin, no, he should not be Eddie Murphy. Sorry. And there is a bunch of other people who have not only been snubbed. I mean, the classic, everybody in The Color Purple that was nominated for an Oscar, all of them lost. Everybody. Sorry. So, you know, I get where the public is coming from. I think now because we have social media, your voices have a little bit more weight. And I'm not even gonna sit here and say I disagree with you. That maybe Chadwick Boseman was snubbed because and maybe they did use his death to get momentum to make the Oscars more interesting and drag them reviews. Yes, maybe they did. But was he actually the best of the year? That's the bigger question. Unless
I'm gonna have to watch those films, and I will watch them. I'm gonna watch all of them. And I'll give my final answer if he should have won or not, in my opinion. Like Jen said, at the end of the day, it's all opinions, where it's all of our opinions.
Now, right now, like the movie that won Best Picture, No Man Land.
Yeah.
Was that the one that should have won? I don't know. I saw the Trial of the Chicago 7. I thought it was really, really good. Really good.
I did too.
But was this movie better than that one? I honestly don't know. But if it didn't win, it's because, and you also got to remember this too, all you guys out there that's got your hands up in protest. The Oscars are not a popularity contest. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
people vote. I know 2-3 people personally that vote in the Academy. You know what I mean?
But it's not a popularity contest. Like listen. Last year, the year before, The Avengers was the biggest movie in the planet. Doesn't have one single Oscar to back that up. Mm-hmm. But we all love it. We all loved it. Analyzed it.
It made more money than every other movie that was at the Oscars.
We watched it online. Got the DVD on TNT. In the movies,
some of us could I probably grab Jen up and we could just reshoot it. Right, I know the line word for word.
Right, and most of us would sit to say, well, the Avengers Endgame or Infinity War was the best movie that came out that year, but it's not a popularity contest.
They tried to take advantage of it, though. If you remember, they tried to add that new category about box office or something like that.
And guess what?
They tried real hard. They got shot down. They tried real hard.
My personal 1977 Annie Hall is not better than Star Wars. There's no way. No way.
He took it back. Now, Jen, what I want to do is wait 1 second, Ralph. 1 second, Ralph. Right. 1 second. Jen, I know you don't have a lot of time. I want you to talk about your film. You're wearing the shirt right there. White people money. Right. Yeah. So like I said, it's out now on all digital platforms I've seen.
Every digital platform with Netflix right now. But it's all over. It's in 100 million homes. So we're going to see what these numbers are going to do.
Yeah. Go out and check it out. I picked it up on Amazon Prime Video and check it out. So tell me a little bit about the film and how'd you get into it or whatever the case may be. I know this film stars Drew Sidora.
Yes.
And Yeah. So give me a little bit about the film.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, satirical comedy too.
Right, it's a comedy. It stars Drew Zadora. She's on Real Housewives of Atlanta now, trying to get her peach. And Barton Fitzpatrick from The Chi. So they're the stars of the film. I got the script. Mark Harris hit me up, was like, I got a role. I think you fit it. Send me the script and let me read it. And I was like, I want this. I want her. I want to do it. Got to Chicago. He shot the film within 6 days. It took 6 days to shoot the entire film. It does not look like it, which I thought was pretty amazing. And I think that's due to, the cast and crew just busting our asses to get it done. Shot 12 hours straight. By the end, I was dying. I was like, I need to lay down. But we got
Don't report that to SAG. Shot 12 hours straight. I
love that it's family friendly. There's no, cursing. There's no, and I'm not used to being in films like that. Every film I've ever been in has been, ratchet, guns. The next film I'm doing, I'm going back to, you know what I'm saying? AK-47. So this was a lot of fun to do, and it was just a great environment. And interestingly enough, we're getting a lot of backlash because of the title.
The title, yeah. A lot of white people now are incensed online. They're calling for boycotts of the title of the film. They're saying that it's bigotry. I read one of the reviews on it might have been on Amazon. They were like, this is racism. I was just like, oh man. So I mean, about the film though, is this your first comedy that you were in? Second comedy. Okay, cool. I skimmed through it. I'm gonna go back and watch it a little more later. But it seems like it's like satirical type of comedy. It's really tongue in cheek a lot. It
makes fun of. It's great. Making fun of all stereotypes. That's basically what it is. It's light. You know what I mean? It's not so much like, let's say, like a Wayans Brothers Productions where they blatantly are throwing these stereotypes in your face and making fun of them. It's light. You know what I mean? It's family. Family fun picture, but there are a lot of messages in it. Like
there's some. Yeah, I saw some.
You're like, I see what you did there.
There was a couple different parts where I was like, okay. I was looking for the Wayne's brother message. I was looking
that's usually how Mark Harris writes anyway. When you look at his entire filmography, that's how he writes. There's always a message in there, which I think is what we should do as filmmakers. I'm sorry, I got this thing popping.
It's okay.
So so now it's interesting how, again, the environment we're in now, everybody's taking to their keyboards, and there's racist. I mean, we have white people bashing it, just the name, because these are people who haven't even watched the film yet. So they're bashing the name, and then we have Black people saying that that it's just another form of Black people trying to be white, or trying to want what white people have, because it's called white people money. But again, it's a comedy, it's tongue in cheek. It's like the joke we always say, that's white people money, or color people time. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's not that
white man can't jump.
White man can't jump.
White man can't jump. If white people want to be up in orange or something, I think, what you saying? So what? Larry Bird only got a 3-pointer. He can't jump. Yeah, he can't jump.
Pretty much.
What you gonna do about it?
But it's the current environment. Had White Men Can't Jump released this week, everybody and their mama would have been taken to, Black Twitter would have been added. The white people would have been
cancel culture
tweeting.
Cancel culture.
But I say, it's free advertising, free marketing. You couldn't pay for the marketing that these people are giving you now for free. You cannot pay for it. I'm waiting for someone to find one of my spicy, race-related videos and drop it like, she's the girl of white people money. Look what she said. 2 years ago.
Go. Oh, you know it's coming.
Oh,
Look
it's coming.
you know it's coming.
I'm ready. Let's talk about it.
So you know, it looks like it was a pretty.
You can't complain about it. That's
right. Exactly.
If you didn't do it, you know, like we all got them stereotypes, like, you know, like you don't interrupt, like white man can't judge. They said when he said interrupt, he said, "No, I ain't interrupting. There's two black women talking. What are you crazy? No, I'm not talking. I'm not interrupting. I'm not getting
that is funny.
I'm not, but I know I'm not the norm. But I'm not sensitive about stereotypes. If you're not using it in a way to hold people back or insult people, I'm just not sensitive. Like, you know, they say a bunch of things about Puerto Rican women, and I can vouch for it. We talk loud. We do. You know, we're sexual beings. We are. We eat rice and beans every day. We do. You know what I mean? We like that.
Really?
It's like, you know what I mean? If I could eat rice and beans every single day, I would fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, that is some stereotypes are just, you know, part of culture, and that's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. You know, so the joke is white people money, but when you watch the film, it's so well written and so well acted, and you know, Aaron Spears, I mean, he really like killed his role in this. It's absolutely hilarious. His timing, his physical comedy, you know, it's a great film. You guys got to watch it. But it's
I was watching you were pretty funny in it there. Okay, let me find out you getting some comedy chops going.
Listen, a lot of people told me to do stand-up. I will not. I refuse. That's a whole other different, you know.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Just
everybody I'm like, I respect comedians too much. I'm
I can see your acting, especially with your face. Your face is in that scene where y'all come out with the gun. I'm dying with the faces that you were making.
As long as you can tell a story, you know, you don't have to be traditional. As long as you can tell a story and make it lively and funny, you good. And then you can always work on writing material out, like the comedic timing. As long as you can tell a story and keep it funny and keep it entertained, because just by you talking just now, I'm sitting up here and I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm laughing. So if you can do that, then you can get on that stage for real.
Right, that's true.
And I'm that's like,
give it a shot.
It's you got the personality for it. That's why, you know, and you're not afraid of the light either. You know what I mean? So that's another thing.
Huge compliment. Thank you. So
no problem.
It was very interesting. Like the title, I knew what the title was gonna do. So it's interesting to watch it play out. I was like, the internet is gonna kill this title. So it's interesting to play out. The awesome thing about Mark Harris is that he posts the bad reviews. So he posted, you know how some people are like, oh, you're hating on me if you don't like my film. Mark Harris posts the bad reviews. He even posted a guy that was like, I want my $8 back. And Mark Harris responded to him, okay, what's your Zelle? And then the guy wrote back, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to finish watching it. I didn't mean to be negative. Some people, and you have to also bear in mind that a lot of people on social media are using it to vent about the misery that's going on in their lives. So it may have nothing to do with you or your project. These people are upset about things in general, and social media has become a way to vent and project what you're feeling. You know what I mean? So you can't get wrapped up in the critique. Keep pushing. If Tyler Perry is any testimony, I mean, the man's gotten bashed from level 1 to level 100, and he keeps going. He keeps going,
and it just keeps. That was actually a highlight, I thought, last night. I liked his speech. I thought his speech was wonderful. What he talked about, and you know, he's getting it done over there, man, in Atlanta. He's getting it done. I know I have a couple of former classmates that are working for him now, and they're like, yo, man, it's like a dream, and like the dude is like very cool, man, you know. And I'm like, all right, that's good, man. So that was a good highlight last night. I'm glad he got that humanitarian award. And like I said, man, the you know, with the Oscars, it's all good, man. It's, you know, I don't go too hard with it, but yes, I would love to get an Oscar. If like I said, I'd get anything. Give me a Felix.
saw an interview with Denzel where he basically said, you know, at the end of the day, you're gonna give it to me, great, but at the end of the day, it's an 8-pound statue. So you have to keep that in mind. And before I go, I just want to leave these words to anybody watching. When we say, you know, when we put too much emphasis on the power and the prestige of the Oscars or a Grammy or whatever, I think it diminishes our artists. When we say Chadwick should have got that, we're putting Chadwick's value in what the white establishment thinks. And I think that's not good for us, right? Because we are dope, we are artistic, we are creative, we are innovators, we are inventors way before anybody says you deserve this Oscar. Way before. Chadwick was amazing way before his name fell on the Oscar executive's desk. Way before. So we have to be careful not to put so much. He deserved. How dare you not give him that Oscar? So what happens is we diminish him because the white establishment or the Oscars didn't make him great in our, you know, in their eyes. He's already great.
It's already great. Yeah,
so we have to be very careful that we don't feel snubbed when they say he isn't great. He's already great.
He's already great.
So you can't. Let's not do that. Let's not, if they don't say he's great, that means something wrong and that's taking something from him. It took nothing. Chadwick Boseman is still Chadwick Boseman, a legend, very, very quickly and gone too soon. So that's
way too
that's what I wanted to leave the people with. I mean, it's networking, it's business. Yes, we don't like one. It means more money. It means more exposure, but it's an 8-pound statue like Denzel.
Like Denzel said, an 8-pound statue.
I don't know about
Shout out your show. Shout out your show before you get out of here. Where do we catch it?
With Jen. And if you saw me here and you like me here, remember that before you go see my videos, because people hate me for my videos. But, you know, I said the truth cold.
Yeah, that's the best way to serve it. Cold.
That's how I serve you.
Like just like revenge.
Cold like steel.
Just like revenge. Yeah, so check it out. Definitely. I appreciate you coming on with us again. I'm going to probably be hollering at you soon again because I'm doing a part 2 to one of my other previous shows when we was talking about with a couple of things. So acting. So I'll be bringing you back just on the acting tip again. Thank you so much for joining us, and last minute too for jumping on last minute. I appreciate that.
Like, this is the business. This is the business.
Yeah, this is the business. Thank you, Jen.
Okay,
peace. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome.
All right. That's what's
I want
up.
a T-shirt. I want a T-shirt that says "White People Money."
You want the T-shirt that says "White
I want the
People
T-shirt
Money."
that says "White People Money."
For real. Yeah, man. So yeah, like I said, it's you know, check out White People Money. It's on all digital platforms, pretty much all of them. Amazon is where I got it, but you know, it's on there. It's everywhere. It's on demand. It's on different ones. I don't know if it's on Tubi, but it's on a lot of them. So go check it out, man. You know what it is? It's like this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a comedy guy. You know, I haven't really watched comedies since the 80s. Like, I'm not a big comedy person.
They're few and far between. There's movies that say that they're comedic, and you're looking like, no, like, it's very few movies where you just, like, totally laugh out loud.
Yeah.
You know, throughout the entire
movie. I'm not a comedy guy like that. I don't go great. But, I mean, of course, I am a student of this game. I am a lover of film. And I'm a supporter of the business of my peers. So I'm going to support the movie, which I already did. I bought it, you know what I mean? So on Amazon Prime. But, you know, like I said, man, it's I'm going to just check it out. If you can, check it out.
I'm going to check it out.
Support filmmakers, you know. Yeah, Drew Sidora's in it. You know, Drew. Like I said, I watched. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's on right now, currently on the Real Housewives or something like that.
I don't watch. I can't.
Real Housewives.
I'm sorry. I know some of y'all out there.
I don't watch them either. I
can't support that buffoonery. I'm sorry. I can't support that buffoonery.
I don't watch reality shows, right?
No.
But that's where she is currently. But I mean, you know, she's doing other films too. So she's in this, and you know, like she said, the dude from The Shy is in there, and we'll check it out, man. Well, like I said, people will check it out. But like I said about the Oscars, I need to watch. I'm gonna watch the other films. Like I said, it's not impossible that Anthony Hopkins might have did a better performance than Chadwick Boseman's performance. Just because it was a good performance doesn't mean it was the best performance.
Exactly. Now,
and by people saying he's snubbed, to me makes it seem like, well, the Oscars should have been rigged. They should just gave it to him. When, like you mentioned earlier, Heath Ledger was the best actor in that bunch of actors.
Yeah,
he deserved that Oscar.
I mean, even now, I mean, a strong case could have been made that year for Robert Downey Jr. A strong case could have been made for him for that year. But overall, Ledger was the better role. The Joker that year, and not so much the Joker, the way he portrayed the Joker, he was just better. But don't get me wrong, I would, if it was said Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder, I've been like, yeah, I could have won with that one, Yeah. But Peter Finch, when he won, he clearly was the better guy than everybody else that year. And it didn't matter that he died,
Yeah.
So all you up in arms now. What I would be more up in arms with is that the fact that let's say that year Ledger was nominated and Anthony Hopkins was nominated the same year, and you just gave it to Anthony Hopkins because he's older. He's looking at the quality. Now that's a different story. Now you do have a point to say, well, yeah, you're snubbed or it's rigged, because if he was the better, Ledger had the better performance, but simply because of the fact that someone was older, you're going to just quote unquote hand it to him. Now maybe you got something to talk about, but that's not the case. I'm even saying I'm not saying that because now you got a situation of an older gentleman and the gentleman has passed away. I'm not saying. I'm just saying for right this second, I can't sit here and say that Boseman was better than everybody else in there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair to do that. You gotta check and see. You got, and at the end of the day, like I said, at the end of the day, you gotta not just say who is better. You have to weigh the performances against each other. You know what I mean? Like Chadwick for his performance for that film compared to, say, Anthony Hopkins and his performance for that film, or anyone else for that matter. You might look at it and say that someone else should got. But I honestly feel that, in my opinion, the true snub was Lakeith Stansfield.
That is a snub.
That is a true snub, because he should have got put in the lead actor category.
And I think that's another reason why everybody's so outraged. Say, wait a minute, you kind of designed it where you put the guy who could have been Boseman's main competition into the supporting category to kind of like greenlit, like automatically guarantee his win. And now all of a sudden Hopkins comes out of somewhere and he beats him. Now, see, I get the conspiracy theories. I get that one. And I can't sit there and I'm not going to sit there and say you guys out there aren't wrong, because it does look like a conspiracy theory when you look at that part. And it wouldn't have mattered if it was Hopkins. It could have been any of those guys that would have beat him, that would have beat Boseman. You could say, wait a minute, because Stansfield should have been a Best Actor nominee. He would have been Boseman's main competition, main threat, and he rightfully could have won. He rightfully could have. Now you're talking a different story. But it is at this stage. All the woulda, coulda, hell. It's too late now. It's said and done. Said and done. There's nothing we can do about it except
it is what it is. Yeah.
But did you know this? And I found this out a couple years ago, and I'm still stunned by it. Do you know that Harrison Ford, that played one of the most iconic characters in film history, the year Raiders of the Lost Ark came out, he was not nominated for Best Actor. Wow. He didn't even get a chance to step to the plate. Now you're going to sit back and it's 2021. We're looking like you got to be 40 years ago. You got to be kidding me. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones was nominated for Best Actor? No, didn't even get a chance to step to the plate. Think about that.
Never got nominated. I mean, he's had some good films too, so I don't know. Like I said, man, it's no, it's. I just don't like all the crying and all of this. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he was snubbed. Like I said, my only snub was Lakeith. We said that from day one when we read the Oscar nominations. We was like, no, that is not right. That is not right. He shouldn't have been put up against his own peer from the film because he was not a supporting actor. He was the lead in that film. He should have been in the lead actor category. Once again, some people speculate that they did this trying to make it easier for Chadwick to win.
And I agree with that.
Competition.
I do agree with that. I think they did make easier, but once again, not a popularity contest. You can't judge what who the Academy was for. Because let's be real, traditionally the Academy has been seen when it comes to the voting as in they don't actually see the nominees, they don't see the movies, they just vote with what is popular or who they personally know. So although Boseman could have been the best role out of 5, the bulk of the Academy would have known, well, hell, that's Anthony, that's Hannibal Lecter. He had to be good. He just had to be because it's Hannibal Lecter, and just would have just voted because of the name. They may not have ever looked at any of the screeners that they got. They certainly didn't go to any Academy viewings, Academy showings in theaters because that was totally eliminated this year. So you would have had the screeners, and the few people I know that can vote, their screeners be piled up in their living room. They don't even get a chance to look at them.
Yeah,
they just sit there. I'm like, let me vote because I would watch them.
Yeah, I know a couple of people. I know a couple of agents in the business and some other people, actors, and that vote. And that are able to vote because if you're in like the Producers Guild and stuff like, if you're in any one of those unions like that, you can vote, right?
Yep. Everybody votes for Best Picture. I think the individual nominees, you have to be in that category. Like the actor nominees can only be voted by the actors and cinematographers by some. Like it's not only Best Picture. Everybody votes for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
I can't sit here. Look. I think I'm a fan of Frances McDormand. I'm very pleased with her, but think about it. She has as many Oscars as Meryl Streep. No, and that's not knocking her work, but no. Sorry. And I don't know. I mean, 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri was a good movie, and she was very, very good in that performance. Yeah. I haven't seen No Man Land. I don't know if she was the best, but think about that. Frances McDormand, the woman that was the lead female in Darkman, has as many Oscar wins as Meryl Streep, who by all right is, if not one of the most acclaimed actresses of all time. But she has as many Oscars as her. Something's wrong. Something now, conspiracy theorists.
Something just ain't right.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorists, get on it because something's out there.
Yeah, but that's they just want to complain about stuff. So now they have nothing else to do. About the Oscars itself, like I said, I was going to make it my point to tune in only because I knew a lot of people weren't going to watch it. I knew it. They were at the all-time low ever. It was under 10 million viewers, and that's the lowest ever for the Oscars. Lowest ever.
But the real question is, did anybody really care about the Oscars this year? They didn't. No, I know that. That's why I made it a point. That's why I made it a point to watch, because like I said when we announced the nominations, I said to me the glass half full version of this is that a lot of unknown or independent filmmakers kind of got some play in this, and I thought that was cool, to be honest. Yes,
because of the fact that most of the films didn't come out in the theaters because of the pandemic. So a lot of films, a lot of, the usual suspects that you would see at these, in these categories were not in there because they didn't put any films out. So, but you had independents that were still working, and some people had already had their film shot. So,
ready
to go. A lot of people shot their film in 2019, and just it was ready to go. So they can just, so they were able to put out films. So because of that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. What the hell? I was writing, but at the same time, I had it on, and I'm just like, but I just don't. The reason why I was saying it, and I've been saying this in all my advertisement for the show, I'm like, I'm gonna speak for myself as a black man. I'm not gonna speak for the black race because I can't do that. I just want regular. All right. I don't need you to go too hard with the black stuff, and I don't need you to not include black at all. I just want regular film. Even myself, and I caught a lot of flack for saying this, even as myself as a filmmaker. I'm not a black filmmaker. I don't make black films. I'm a filmmaker. I happen to be black. That's what it is. Because I don't make black films. I make films. That's it. I tell stories. Are they black stories? Yeah. Depend on, I guess, a point of view. But I don't sit down and say, I'm gonna tell a black story. Because if I tell my story, if I told my life story, you wouldn't think of, I grew up in the suburbs, I grew up, so not saying that that's not black, but what I mean is the stereotypical black story, the hard life, the hard knock life, and this, that, and the other, and the projects. The hood,
drugs.
Yeah, exactly. No, I grew up in, in a decent part of Long Island, the suburbs. We had, every area has their bad areas. Every area has their hoods. Every area has their, their dangerous areas. So it is what it is. But I stayed clear of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I had both of my parents in my life. They stayed married for 50 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That's not me. So, can I write a film like that? Sure, I can. I can tell a story about some other cat from the hood. But whatever. I just choose to, like. I honestly don't even put races to my characters when I first create them. Not right away. That's not the first thing I create. I put a gender to them. That's the first thing I do to them. I put a gender. But other than that, I don't put a race or anything like that right away because I want the character to evolve to what it is. And I want to leave myself open when it comes to casting to let anybody play that character. Not saying that, there's got to be a black person. It's got to be a white person. It's got to be a Spanish person. No. I just, leave the character. Now, obviously, if you're making a character that's supposed to be a Latin character, that they may be, if you know me as a filmmaker, guarantee if there's a mixture of characters in my film, especially if I'm gonna put a Latino or a Latina character in my film, expect them to speak their native language if their native language is Spanish, right? Or just expect them to speak Spanish, right? Because that's just how I like to do that. That's just me. I like to really, to me, it adds to production value to it, right? So, but yeah, I just want regular. You don't have to go so hard with it. Cause I mean, really, I love Questlove. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, am I listening to Def Comedy Jam or is this the Oscars? He played Fight the Power during the break. That bugged me out. I was like, wow.
I see that because it's a song from a movie. I get it. Yeah, I get it. As long as you
are at least doing that. Even when they played the little game that they played, all he played was really, he played Purple Rain. That was the first go round, I think. And you had to guess. I don't know if you saw that part. That's when they were doing it.
I was at work when I came home. Actually, when I got home, they were doing it in Miranda. Now, what Angela Bassett said, the little part that I caught, I was like, oh my God. Like she was powerful. Like
she's
wow.
amazing. Like she could really just put out motivational speeches.
She could just say blah 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 blah, and people like, oh my God,
and she says it so well.
Amazing.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
her
blah, blah,
pronunciation
blah, blah, blah.
and how she says things and how she said, But so basically, Lil Rel out of nowhere comes out. Is that his name? Lil Rel, right? He comes out and he's has the microphone and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna play a little game." I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna play a game at the Oscars," which some hosts do, but he wasn't like the host. I think they like shared experiences with it, but he came out and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna play a game." So Questlove is going to play a record from a film, and we're gonna have to guess: has it been nominated for an Oscar, won an Oscar, or none of the above? Right. So he played, which was cool. So he said, "I'm gonna give the mic." He's giving the mic to somebody. I think Daniel Kaluuya was one of them, but I don't remember what he listened to. There was a couple other people. I forgot who it was who he picked up the crowd. But anyway, the first record was Purple Rain. So the person who guessed it, they said nominated or won or something like that.
Yeah, it did.
Then he said the soundtrack won, but the song didn't.
Not the song, but it's part of the soundtrack.
It's part of the soundtrack, but that was wrong. The answer's wrong to say that Purple Rain, the song, won. He said no, that one's actually the soundtrack won best soundtrack or whatever, but the song didn't win.
Yeah, best original score. It did not win the individual song, but it's on the soundtrack. So
no, it's on the soundtrack. So it won for that. But yeah, but I guess what they were looking for was, did the song win for best song or whatever? So then the next one was he played Donna Summer. Last Dance.
The Last Dance. Now, Last Dance. I don't want to say that's a yes. That's a yes.
That is a yes. Yeah, it did win. I think Daniel Kaluuya got it wrong though. But he was like, I don't know. So he got a. So then he plays. They get to Glenn Close, and that's when he plays the butt. Right.
That's a no.
Right. Doing the butt. And that's actually a none of the above. I don't even think it was even nominated. It wasn't nominated or won.
Nah.
So she guessed it. She guessed it right. But I guess the highlight of that part is where she runs down the group from the DC area, the DMV area. She knew the name. She knew she was like, and it was in Spike Lee's movie School Days, and she said, which was a great movie. But I think the Oscars missed this one, and it wasn't even nominated. You know what I mean? And then that's when they proceeded to have her do the butt.
I saw that. I was like, "What the hell?"
Glenn Close did the butt on national television, and I was like, "Okay." I said, "Now, Black Twitter." I said, "Monitor Black Twitter because they're going to be proposing trades for Glenn Close for Candace Owens in 3, 2, 1." I said, "So this be people. She's getting her pass to the cookout. She's invited to the cookout.
She big mama now.
So I'm like, oh man,
she's big mama now.
She's big mama. So for me, I just looked at it as, I think they were going a little hard with it. It's good that some people may or may not know. There's even there's more black people, period, on the board of the Academy. I think the president is now black, isn't it? Isn't it the president of the like the whatever the Academy Awards of pictures, motion pictures, sciences?
I don't know.
I think that she sits on the board, or she's like the president of something. I think it was a black at one point. It was a black person. So I mean, there's diversity starting to come in because let's be honest, it's almost like politics. Even though I hate to mention politics, it's almost like politics. All of the old cats are starting to die off anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? All of the old white men that served on the board, they're all starting to die off. So now it's time to start bringing in some new blood and so it's more diverse. It reflects more of the country, it reflects more, a little bit more. So that's good. That's progress, right? But people are still sitting there, and like I call like what Jen said, validation just for validation's sake is not what you should be looking at any award show for. It should be appreciation because someone is showing appreciation for your work, right? That's why I said, damn, an Oscar, give me a Felix. It don't matter. I don't care. Any award. You can make up an award and call it the Felix. I'll take it. I'm very happy and proud of the few awards that I've won, even on the festival circuit. You know what I mean? Because I know that, a lot of people who don't know me or don't owe me anything watched my project, voted on it, and I won. So, don't be like, so if this person doesn't get the Oscar, it's because Hollywood is so racist. I mean, we already know that. It's been that way forever. So
True.
Why are we still talking about it? And I agree. I think what she said was very, very profound. What she said about if you're gonna go ahead and give them the power to award you, then you're also giving them the power to snub you. You know what I'm saying? So live with it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Look how many people who weren't black that were very deserving of the award and didn't get it. Look how long it took Scorsese to get one. Look how long it took. You know what I'm saying? Like Scorsese is arguably could have got one a long time ago, or should have got one.
He should have at least. I'm going to say at least three, three, including including one he's actually gotten. He should have three. No, really four. Certainly for Raging Bull, right? Goodfellas, and you can make the case for Taxi Driver.
Yeah, you can make the case with that. You made the case for that. Goodfellas. I mean, that was just.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, that's another one. That's the one we talked about last week. We talked about the cult film that became a cult classic.
Yeah,
and it was a successful film too, but it became a cult classic. Yeah. Everybody, Goodfellas.
I mean, so that's what I said. It's not. I mean, there's not a popular character. It's like Scorsese. You damn sure you could say Quentin Tarantino. He should have a couple of best director Oscars under his. I mean, he has Oscars, but they're not
as writers.
Best writing.
For writing, for screenplay, best original screenplay.
I think most people today would certainly say that Pulp Fiction should have won it over Forrest Gump. Yeah. Most people today would say that.
Most people would say that, yeah. Forrest Gump was good. It was a great film. And I believe Tom Hanks, which I'm sure he won for Best Actor that year. Yeah. Right? He deserved that. He deserved
Tom Hanks, yes. He did deserve that one.
He deserved that. But Pulp Fiction, it was different. It was groundbreaking. It was trend-setting, trailblazing, if you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? With the way they did things, with the out of order telling of the story.
Yeah.
It was something that no one's seen before. And it was good.
Very good.
It was good. It wasn't just a bunch of nonsense cut together the wrong way, it made sense at the end of the film, even though it was told out of sequence. I remember when I first was, and I am so disappointed that I never got a chance to see Pulp Fiction in the theater, because
I did, man.
I did not, because I didn't know about it. I didn't really hear much about it. You know what I'm saying?
When it hit Cannes, because I've always been a movie buff, but it was in the USA Today that this was going to Cannes research. I was like, I gotta see this movie. And at the time, I hadn't seen Reservoir Dogs, so I didn't know anything about Quentin Tarantino.
I had seen Reservoir Dogs.
I knew who John Travolta was, and that's what I said, I'm gonna go see the John Travolta in it. And I was totally blown away by that movie. I was like, wow. You know,
he resurrected
gritty.
John Travolta's career.
Yeah, he did. It was gritty. It was violent. It was just, and Bruce Willis. And you want to talk about somebody getting jerked? There you go, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was in 2 movies in the 90s. Okay, Pulp Fiction. He didn't get nominated for. And let's not forget The Sixth Sense. He did not get nominated for The Sixth Sense. His co-stars did. The little boy and the little boy's mom got nominated, but Bruce Willis did. But once again, would they have been able to get a performance without Bruce Willis? No. But Bruce Willis got no love. Now there is a snub. You could say Bruce Willis, if not for Pulp Fiction, certainly for The Sixth Sense, he was snubbed. Yeah, and didn't get the chance to step to the platform. And while the Oscar does certainly, not the winning, the nomination certainly does bring you more money, better roles. And at that stage in his career, Bruce Willis didn't need that. But that's a nice nod to get someone that had been grinding, that proved that he was more than David Addison, and that he was more than John McClane. Yeah, proved it.
Yeah, that's true. So now Tarantino has only been he's been nominated 3 times for Best Director. Once for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was last year.
Right.
He was nominated for Pulp Fiction. He was nominated for Pulp Fiction Best Director. Should have won, but he wasn't. I don't know who he was against that year, but and he was nominated for Inglourious Bastards Best Director. I think a lot of people, see, because Quentin is so raw with his films, sometimes he's an acquired taste. You know what I mean? Where some people are like, he's very violent. All his films are violent, pretty much bloody.
Well, we could say
lot of cussing.
We could say the same. We could say the same thing for Martin Scorsese. Violent, cussing, gangster movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that something? Is that a trend that kind of that the Academy members shy away from giving awards to because of the violence, because of the nature behind the film, the context behind it, or the theme?
No, because if you want to be technical, even though it's not a traditional gangster movie, Pulp Fiction is a gangster movie. If you really want to break it down, it's a gangster movie.
Yeah, it is. But it only won. Pulp Fiction only won for, I think, best screenplay, right? Or
that's it. Now, in defense of that, the only other movie that possibly could, in my opinion, now looking back on it, I do like Forrest Gump, but that year it was stacked because it was, if it wasn't Pulp Fiction and it wasn't Forrest Gump, it would have been The Shawshank Redemption. That man, that certainly should have got much more consideration than. And that you want to talk about a cult movie? That's a cult movie that has gained interest over the years. That once again, Warner Brothers, 3 hours long, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right. And that and The Green Mile. You can't tell me anybody that has never seen The Shawshank Redemption cannot sit there and tell me that either A, they didn't love it, B, they didn't cry when when the old man hung himself. can't tell me. There's very few people that can say the Shawshank Redemption was garbage. And certainly with the Green Mile, you're not gonna sit there and tell me anybody said the Green Mile was garbage or didn't cry when Coffee died when he basically sacrificed himself. He's like, why would you not do your job? This your job and kill me.
Yeah. So we know that Robert Zemeckis won, right? For Forrest Gump. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's arguable. You know, Forrest Gump was a great film. But once again, let's. This might warrant some investigation, Ralph. Let's weigh these options because we talk about how long it took Scorsese to get one, right? But then you look at the nature of his films and the violence and this, that, and the other, and so now you're weighing it against it. You know, is Forrest Gump obviously more family friendly than Pulp Fiction, right? You know, with a more family friendly face, with with Tom Hanks. Great story. It was a great story. Now let's not be.
I think it is a technical. No, I think it is. I think it is certainly a technical achievement where you're taking this person of today and sticking him into archival footage and making it seem seamless. I think that was amazing alone. So I'm not going to knock Robert Zemeckis, but I'm just sitting there saying that if you look at Scorsese's history, or I'm sorry, Quentin Tarantino, strong kids could have said that he could have really beat Zemeckis in Forrest Gump against Pulp Fiction, and it's
possible, yeah. I mean that you can argue that, but now I'm looking at some of the best directors. I'm trying to see, has anyone else one? Now Braveheart was pretty violent, that was pretty violent, but it was more like a war, on the battlefield violent. Pulp Fiction was violent, for no reason violent. Like it was just violent, you know what I mean? It was, I get why it was, and that's part of his tone of the filmmaking. That's part of his tone of filmmaking. So that was the year after was Braveheart. The year before, Schindler's List. 92, Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven. Yes, had violence, but not violence to the point of like Pulp Fiction violence. Silence of the Lamb had violence, but it was done in a different type of, psychological thriller way of violence, not straight, bloody crazy stuff, And plus some of the stuff that happened at Tarantino just is so
he just pumped through his earth. Now, if you look at that year that Jonathan Demme won for Silence of the Lambs, not for nothing, I couldn't see Ridley Scott win that for Thelma and Louise. Certainly, you could raise the case for Oliver Stone with JFK, and Singleton for Boys in the Hood. Which gave us a new type.
That was a good year, competition. That was good.
And if you go back and you look at all the different films that have been nominated, I'm sitting here right now. I'm just looking at from 1990 to 94. Yeah. A film that I like, The Drifters. If you've never seen The Drifters, check that out, man.
Yeah.
In the Name of the Father, and then you keep going. The People versus Larry Flint. L.A. Comp. Now that L.A. Confidential was L.A. Confidential better than Titanic? That makes you think. Tough. And then the next year is Saving.
Or was Goodwill Hunting? Another people like
now the next
David
year.
Private Ryan, you said?
Yeah, I was going to say David Private. Now I was going to say, is The Truman Show better than Saving Private Ryan? It's much more upbeat than Saving Private Ryan. It's not nearly as violent whatsoever as Saving Private Ryan, right? Now there's another snub. He wasn't even nominated. Jim Carrey was not even nominated for The Truman Show. although he was Golden Globe nominated, SAG nominated, but he wasn't Oscar nominated for a Truman Show. That is a snub because he should have been.
Yeah, he should have been. Yeah, I agree. So that's what I'm saying. There's plenty of, snubs out there.
Plenty of
if
snubs
you jump into the
history.
2001, Steven Soderbergh won for Traffic. Was
and he
better than Gladiator?
No way.
He went Aaron Brockovich. So it's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like Traffic was better than Gladiator?
No. No way
for
was
Best Picture, and then Ron Howard won for A Beautiful Mind the next year, which was validated. That he I guess the only one that you got to think about is Black Hawk Down with Ridley Scott and maybe Peter Jackson with Lord of the Rings, but
Mulholland Drive deserved that consideration.
Yeah.
Too. That was good.
David Lynch. Yeah, Mulholland Drive.
And then
that was another good one. That was a good year.
Yeah. And then you go to next year. I mean, frankly, Roman Polanski shouldn't even because of his history. Maybe he shouldn't even been nominated.
He shouldn't even have been in. Yeah.
Right. That should have been Chicago. Chicago was the best movie that year.
Yeah. Or maybe Martin with Gangs of New York.
Martin, Gangs of New York. And that's what I'm saying. You can keep going. Like, not for nothing, Peter Jackson. The next year when Peter Jackson was Return to King. Granted, he deserved it. However,
Lost in Translation, man.
No, Mystic River.
Mystic River, Clint Eastwood.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Man.
Fellowship of the Ring is better than Mystic River. Yes. Return of the King, because Return of the King isn't as good as Fellowship of the Ring. At least to me, it's not. Right.
Clint Eastwood won. He won the next year. It's so funny. It's like when you think about it, it's like the snubs get it the next year.
Right.
Next year he won for $1 Million Baby, which
that year.
That was, once again, Scorsese was against him
for the Aviator. But was $1 Million Baby better than Ray?
It's a matter of opinion.
That's right. It's a matter of
opinion. I loved it, but it's a matter of opinion. And me personally, if we jump ahead, I personally felt that I thought Crash was very well done. And I thought it was deserving of, Paul Haggis. I think but then, you had that year, Munich with Steven Spielberg, Capote, and Good Night and Good Luck. And then, of course, Brokeback Mountain, which won with Ang Lee. I thought Crash was very well done.
It
could have been very well a mess if it wasn't done as well as it was. It could have been Traffic.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did like Traffic, but between the two, was Traffic better than Aaron Brockovich? No. If he would have won, he should have won for Aaron Brockovich. But no way should y'all have been better than Gladiator. No way.
No.
No way.
Exactly. No, I agree. But I don't know. I wasn't with I thought that Crash could have won. Munich could have won as well, in my opinion, that year. And then the next year is finally when Scorsese in 2006 he wins for The Departed.
And now that I love The Departed. However, was it better than United 93? No. And
I just think because of the story and the way, telling that real story, man.
But think about it. But think about this, right? United 93 tells the story of the doomed flight of United 93, right?
Yeah.
There isn't one person alive that was on that plane that was left to tell the tale. Yeah. So they had to create a story and then take the real life incidents and put that together. That's the kind of thing when you say, damn, that's movie making.
Yeah.
Certainly more than some guy in Boston trying to keep microchips and going undercover. We see that all the time. We never saw this like that. And you could say raise that same argument for the Queen and definitely Babel. The same arguments. Were those films better than The Departed? I'm not sitting there saying that Scorsese shouldn't have won, because he should, but if you look at some of the other things that he's done, Departed wasn't the movie he should have won for. He should have won for, like I said, Raging Bull, anything else, Taxi Driver, maybe not The Departed.
Yeah,
certainly Goodfellas. Certainly Goodfellas.
I mean, that's the same thing that you can say about with Denzel. Not that he shouldn't have won for Training Day, but he could have won for so many others.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X, he should have won.
The Hurricane should have won. Kevin Spacey was not some guy going through midlife crisis. You were better than the Hurricane? No.
Yeah. No way.
No.
No way.
Not in a bazillion, cajillion, clinkling years. No.
Yeah.
There's nobody even looking. Think about this. There's nobody even talking about the role Kevin Spacey played in. And I'm gonna take away his personal stuff. Is just the movie role. No one's even really talking about the role he did for American Beauty. People still talking about Denzel in The Hurricane.
I obviously I saw American Beauty just like everybody else. I was never high on that movie. It was good.
It was good.
It was a good movie, but I was just like, what is that?
Now maybe Annette Bening. I might have gave it to Annette Bening as his wife. Maybe her, but not Kevin Spacey over no Denzel. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think in 2012 when Ang Lee won that was his second one. He won for Life of Pi. I think it might have just been because of the technique, the groundbreaking technology they used and stuff like that. That's probably kind of like because Silver Lining Playbook, in my opinion, should have won. That should have won.
You can say the same thing for Lincoln.
Even Beast of the Southern Wild was great. That was a great film.
Yeah.
So I could have went with any one of them, but definitely I would have went with them over Life of Pi. You know what I'm saying? Silver Lining Playbook was dope. That was a really good movie, man. Lincoln,
very good. Very good. And then you got the next year. I mean, the next year, I can't argue with that one because I think Gravity was clearly the best.
Gravity was probably the best one. Yeah, I liked a couple of them. I'm not big on slave movies, so I didn't really.
But 12 Years a Slave is a good. It's a good movie, but it's one of the movies where you get one, maybe two viewings, and you don't want to look at it again.
You don't want to look at it no more, right?
Wolf of Wall Street. Could you sit there and say that in another year, if that would have came out the year before, could he have won for Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah,
possibly.
You really could say that.
Yeah, he probably could have won even if it came out the next year. Even though Birdman I loved. Birdman was my joy.
Birdman was just, and it's another snub. Sorry. That should have been Michael Keaton won Best Actor that year.
Oh that
should have been Michael Keaton. No doubt
Alejandro, he won 2 years in a row. He got it for Birdman, and he came back and won for The Revenant.
Yeah,
but
that year that Birdman came out, that was Michael Keaton's award. He rightfully won, and that is not a disrespect to Eddie Redmayne, but nah, man.
And I'm sorry, I'll go to my grave saying, in 2017, Jordan Peele should have won for Get Out. I don't care what no one says.
Yeah.
Over The Shape of Water, because The Shape of Water is freaking splash. the R-rated version.
I mean, it is a good movie. I'm gonna go for the performances over the movie itself. Like maybe Sally Hawkins should have won for Best Actress, but no, I think because Get Out. At least when it came out of nowhere. And Jordan Peele hadn't really directed anything at all. Not enough to be like, oh, well, he's Best Picture. But he did,
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. He came out of nowhere. That was like his directorial debut, especially, and then coming in there. And the film was just great, man. It was great all the way around. It was just so different. But I knew he wasn't going to get Best Director. I thought he had a chance. I didn't think he would get Best Picture. But then I was like, he may get Best Director. And it's probably definitely going to get Best Original Screenplay. So that was almost a given because it was so different. But anywho, the Oscars was what it was. I'm gonna go ahead and read the winners. Let's go over the winners just officially, so people can whatever. If you didn't see the Oscars last night, we will go through just like we went through the nominees, and then here's the winners. Okay. We'll start right at the top. Best Picture went to Nomadland, right? And they're against the Father, where Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor. Judas and the Black Messiah, where what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya won for Best Supporting Actor. You have Mank, which was directed by David Fincher, I think. Minari. Nomadland, of course, had won. You had Promising Young Women, Sound of Metal. That looked actually pretty good. Sound of Metal.
I might have to check that one out.
I'm gonna check that one out. That looks good. And The Trial of the Chicago 7, which was,
I love that movie. That movie. I mean, there's something about Aaron Sorkin doing these courtroom dramas, man. He really knows how to bring it out between. I mean, the same thing with A Few Good Men. He really knows how to bring that courtroom, make it really pop, make it look lively, and keep you interested. And Sacha Baron Cohen, I mean, I was like, damn.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
No. I think with him, because whenever somebody sees him, they just see Borat. They see the guy running around doing the jokes with his ass out and all. But he really proved that I mean, if you've seen Sacha Baron Cohen, I mean, and things that like Hugo by Martin Scorsese, he was very good in that. He was very good in Les Miserables, and what you call it? What's the one? Sweeney Todd. He was very good in stuff like that one.
Right.
So it wasn't surprising, but I think people just get so caught up with his Borat character with the stupid pranks that they forget that the guy can really act, and he was really good in The Trial of Chicago 7. Very worthy of that Oscar nomination. Now, should he have won? Once again, that's an opinion. It's debatable. But if he would have won, would I have been mad? No, not at all.
Yeah, but Best Actor obviously went to Anthony Hopkins. That's where everyone was saying about it. He was snubbed. Chadwick Boseman was snubbed. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Gary Oldman. Stephen Yeun and Riz Ahmed was all in the category. Best Actress went to Frances McDormand for Nomadland.
Now with that one, now I'm gonna say
I think Audrey Day probably. I was pulling for Audrey Day,
and I was pulling for Viola Davis.
United States versus Billie Holiday.
Yeah. Because really, y'all have a real case who between Day and Davis. Both of them damn good, And I saw Viola Davis because I've seen Viola Davis, in many things, and I saw her when they said she was clapping, but it was to me it was like, I'm clapping, bitch, but you really stole my thing, because I think Viola Davis has been robbed. Yes, she has the Best Supporting Actress win for Fences, but I do think that she certainly was robbed when it came to the film The Help. I think she was robbed, and I'm going to sit there and say I think now she was robbed for Mama Rainey's Black Bottom. Sorry, that's just how I'm.
Yeah, I hear you. The Best Director went to Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Let's see. Best Supporting Actress went to Young Jung Yoon, Minari. Then you have Best Supporting Actor was Daniel Kaluuya. That's Judas and the Black Messiah. Once again, I have to say, Lakeith Stanfield, Snubbed, should have been moved to the Best Actor category. Best International Feature was Another Round. Best Animated Feature went to Soul. Good luck for them.
And just for that, Soul. Okay, I don't know if you saw the video on Twitter yesterday of when Soul was won. I guess Tyrese was having a viewing party at his house, and they gave Jamie Foxx an Oscar. Listen, everybody, Jamie Foxx did not pick up his second Oscar for Soul. He doesn't.
Right. They just handed it to him.
They just handed. He is the actor. He is not the producer. The best animated feature goes to the producers and the director. It doesn't go to him as the actor.
Yeah.
So,
He did the voice of it. Yeah.
He did the voice.
He did the voice.
But what is up with Tyrese? I thought this was funny. They were going over his property. What's up with Tyrese having a full size Optimus Prime in his backyard? I was like, what?
I didn't know that.
He's got a. If you go on Twitter, I don't know if it's still a trending topic with Tyrese. It was yesterday when they were going. I guess his friends come. They were videotaping, Instagram, whatever. And he's got a full size version of Optimus Prime in his backyard. Like, what is up with that, Tyrese? Wow. My man. What's up with that? What's up with that?
He got Optimus Prime in his backyard.
Right. Like, do you got one of the Fast and Furious cars in the backyard too? Like, what's up?
I'm sure he got one of them.
I'm sure that should be in your driveway or something. Like, but I just thought that was funny.
Oh wow, that's. I'm trying to look for it now. The picture of what? Did he take a picture with it or?
No, it was a video of his boys like going through his backyard last night, right? I'm gonna see if it's still a trending topic on Twitter. And when it was going through it, they caught it in his backyard. Because Tyrese has a movie theater in his house, right? He's got like a screen or a screening room in his house. But he had a full size version of Optimus Prime in his backyard.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
I was like, see that. Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, wow. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's cool. That's definitely cool.
It is cool, but just a little bit weird, And they would post other stuff from Tyrese that they caught him on Instagram Live, and he was shaving his girl's vagina, and it was like, yo, the man needs some help.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, so I mean, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Which is why you brought up the Fast and Furious, and then I'm gonna continue running these down. What did you think of the Fast and Furious trailer? I mean, I'm really over. I was never really into the franchise anyway. Like, I had jumped off of it maybe after the second movie, and then I came back when The Rock came in.
The Rock gave it a whole new life. But then he took it away from him when he's in his car and he pushes a torpedo aside on an ice field. I was like, no, stop. You guys have jumped the shark.
They've been jumping the shark a lot though the last few movies. Now they're damn near going to space. You know what I mean?
I agree. At first, I was like, come on, wait a minute. I'm watching Fast and Furious, and wait a minute. Dominic drives a car out of a burning jet. He drives a car out of a burning jet that's in the air. He drives a car out of a burning jet. Okay. Wait a minute. You guys were criminals, and now you're the government's top anti-terrorist team? Really? Okay. Spielberg, okay. Spielberg manager, all right. But the Rock, and Rock is a pretty strong dude. You're strong enough to push a missile that was shot out of a submarine. You're strong enough to, when the thing is coming this way, you're trying to go, no, because I'm the Rock. No.
Well, man,
No.
you don't think The Rock
But-
can do that?
No, he can't. Now I saw
Well,
this.
The Rock says he can.
No,
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Rock says I lied. That's what The Rock says.
It doesn't matter what you think. The Rock can do it.
Now,
that's just too. But I'm just like, and this is what I have to say about. I meant to say this before. Tyrese, why you always got to be the screaming Negro in the film?
The big mouth. The big
Are we
mouth.
going to space now? Are we jumping out of cars? Are we jumping out of planes? I'm just like, okay, I guess that's your character, but why?
You got the
I don't want to
mouth.
die. I don't want to die. How many
mouth.
times he gonna say that? Like, hasn't he said that before in many films?
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
I don't
So,
wanna
like,
die.
is that become a
Joe
thing
did.
now?
Joe
Is that
did.
a thing now? I'm not a big fan of the franchise. So you tell me if you've seen them all. Is that a thing with his character? The whole I don't want to die.
Yeah. He's the guy. I mean, the first time he's in the Fast and Furious in the second one, Roman Pierce. He's Brian's childhood friend that got busted, and he didn't like Brian in the second one originally because he felt that because Brian was a cop, he could have helped him and he didn't. Brian didn't help him. He was like, "Nah, you did the crime, you did the time." You know.
Yeah.
But then it changed, but now he's kind of like the black comedic sidekick. You know, I mean, no, he's like the black comedic Joker. He's the guy like
he's the screaming Negro.
Yeah.
The scream. He represents the Negro, the screaming Negro in the film, just like in the. You know, when you stick one in a horror movie and he's like, "Oh hell no, that ain't happening," you know, that type of deal. Yeah. But I'm kind of tired of seeing that. But if that's his character, then it is what it is.
But I saw the new trailer, right?
Yeah.
And it should do what The Rock did. It gives because Rock. I don't think The Rock is in this because him and Tyrese have been beefing. I guess Tyrese's like, you know, you got all the best lines. I know he think that spinoff it should have been with the original people in the Fast and Furious. But that's the case, and bro, you ain't even in that category because the original Fast and Furious is Paul Walker and what's the name? Vin Diesel. It's not you. But okay. But I think what it's going to do is going to breathe life because supposedly it's supposed to be this one and another one, then that's it. So if you're going to bring in John Cena to breathe in some life to this to give it a new energy, I'm all for it. Certainly bringing back Charlize Theron, great.
Yeah, so they brought her back. Yeah,
great. You know, and I'm sure somewhere in there, maybe Jason Statham makes an appearance, maybe. But I'm okay with John Cena. I mean, John Cena, because he's going to be like the evil version of The Rock. He's going to bring in that energy that it really could use to give us some life. Because I see that they're bringing in his sister, Dominic's sister, Mia.
Yeah.
So are they going to say something about why she's there, but where's Brian and where's the babies? Did you just leave your kids and your husband to help out your brother? So you're going to have to make some acknowledgement as a now. Is this going
what
to be
happened to him? Yeah,
they said that that Brian died.
Yeah, like he died off stage.
What happened like that? Yeah. Like he died in an auto accident or something. Like that. I'm guessing what they're going to say. He died in an auto accident. You know, and now she's here. And she came to like it was the funeral. After the funeral, she came. You know, and Dominic was taking care of her because it was his family tragedy, and now all hell breaking loose because now Dominic's brother, so we're like 9 movies in, and now all of a sudden your brother. You never even mentioned you had another brother in any of the other movies. That you and your sister had a brother that don't look nothing like you, nothing, right? Now all of a sudden your brother comes floating up in here. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, they've taken this to it's so they've jumped the shark
Big time.
3-4 movies ago. Yeah, I mean, 3-4 movies ago, they've been jumping the shark. So I'm just like, well, why not keep jumping it? I guess people, and people love it for what it is. It's popcorn and soda. It's, it's action packed and it's just what it is. But it's like, it don't even feel like it's about the cars anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like people used to love the cars. If nothing else, they loved to watch the cars.
The car. I like the cars. I mean, not for nothing. The best car they ever had in the Fast and Furious was that Nissan Skyline that Brian had in the second one. That car was smoke. It wasn't bad. It was smoke. That's how bad that car was. Dominic always got his Dodge Charger. Yeah, it was nice, but when Brian pulled up at that Nissan Skyline, where the driver's side was on the passenger side, it shot out blue flame. You was like, yo, I want that car. Because you can't even Nissan Skyline isn't even made for the US. It's for Europe. I mean, not Europe, Asia. It's not even made for the US. That means you gotta import that son bitch. And like it's shooting out blue flame. Like propane.
Wow.
Like, yo. Never had a car that was just that awe. I mean, there's some good cars, but that one was the car, not that Dodge Charger. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm gonna try to do as well is I brought Jen on this week to talk about a little bit about the film. And I'm probably gonna I've been reaching out to Mark Harris, the director. We'll probably get him on at a later time, and I'm gonna try to get Drew on as well because I have reached to both of them. Drew is kind of like a friend, an extended friend of the show. I told that whole story about how I met Kiki Swinson, ultimately going through Drew's Dora and all of that. So I'm gonna try to get Drew on as well. Probably get them all on the same show so they can just talk about the film, promote it, whatever. Like I said, I'm not a comedy guy, but I'm gonna support it. I already support it. And it doesn't matter if I like. I'm sure it doesn't matter if I like it or not like it. I'm supporting it because that's just what I do. You know what I mean? That's number one.
I'll check it out and see how.
And if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do, from what I saw of it, it was okay. But I'm not. I have a different type of humor. I think the humor that they were going with, very tongue-in-cheek, satirical humor, to me is just like, okay, it's not really funny. Really, for me, I like ridiculous, silly, funny. Like it did have its little silly parts in it, but I'm talking like, slapstick comedy, stuff like that. Like that's the type of stuff that I laugh at, for the most part. I mean, I laughed at Coming to America, but that was, a different type. That was a full narrative storytelling, comedy. Yeah, I don't know. It's just certain things that I don't normally rush to see comedies. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. But like I said, I already bought it, so I might as well watch it, right? I did watch some of it, and but like I said, I was genuine when I said Jen's part it's funny because, like I said, a lot of the dialogue in it was very tongue-in-cheek, very, sarcastic and satirical, right? But some of her facial expressions cracks me up when, they're talking, because she played like her and this other guy. Because basically the plot is basically these cats, this couple, Drew Sidora and the other dude, they they're just like regular, living in Chicago, whatever. They have regular jobs, whatever. He's like, he hates his job. But then like Jeff Bezos' ex-wife is like supposedly doing a contest, or she's like handing out $15 billion to 15 different people. So $1 billion a piece. And you have to just do something online and text and do this, whatever. So basically they end up winning the money, and but his philosophy was more or less like, we cannot tell anybody that we won this $1 billion. So we got like still act like we broke, or still act like whatever. You know? And then Jen's character comes in his house with another dude, and they're like they're robbers. You know what I mean? They're coming to rob, because apparently, you know, it's still spread on social media that these people won this this money. And I'm just gonna share a screenshot of Jen with the other guy, you know, holding her gun. And you know, like I said, even when to me it felt a lot like satire, you know what I mean? Like, because even with the guns and the way they was holding the gun and stuff, I was like, okay, this is on some old, you know, tongue-in-cheek, silly stuff, which is fine. But anyway, like I said, I'll dig more into it. I'm not really, to be honest with you, I look at it as an independent platform film. They at least they were able to get it out. They put it out there, and it's all over the place, and people should support it.
You know something? I'm sitting here now. I'm looking at Jen's Facebook page. I wish I would look this before. I have a question like, what was you doing at the AVN Expo? And I probably ran into you somewhere during that time. This is the last
because
one.
she lives in Vegas now, so is you know, that's probably the one she went to, because she's from New York, but she lives out in Vegas. She's been out there for, you know, quite a while now, but
I might have met her out there.
It's possibly. You would possibly. I mean, she probably was just going to go because she's there. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm looking at she's got on, and one of her pictures she has on a either a press or a one of the
press pass
official badges. Okay. Yeah, she doesn't have didn't come in just for the day.
So she might have, right. So she might have just went. Yeah, so she was probably pressed there. She has her show, you know, on the block with Jen. So yeah, that's cool. I definitely Jen, she do her thing, man. You know, like I said, man, I like supporting my people. So we will reconvene with that, and have hopefully the director, maybe Drew Sidora, will bring Jen back on, you know, for that episode, which we might be able to do that next week or two. Be able to do that, and we'll go from there. But other than that, that's really, you know, my biggest thing about the whole Oscars. Did I finish it off? Let me finish it off real quick, and then we'll pretty much get ready to end the show. So we already know that the best documentary went to the My Octopus Teacher. Best original score went to Soul. So Soul came away with 2, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you had best original song, Fight for You. That was by her. Judas and the Black Messiah. First of all, I like her, the artist. I like her. She did she did the national anthem at Super Bowl. Was it that? No, she did. Did she do the national anthem, or did she do God Bless America? Something like that. But she performed at the Super Bowl, which I thought she did a phenomenal job. All right. She's a musician. That's what I like about her. She's a real artist, a real musician. Best original screenplay went to Promising Young Women. Best adapted screenplay was The Father. Best cinematography was for Mank. And you got best makeup, hair and makeup, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Best costume design, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And best film editing went to The Sound of Metal. Best sound went to Sound of Metal. Best live action short film was a film called Two Distant Strangers. Best animated short is a film called If Anything Happens, I Love You. Best documentary short, Colette. Best visual effects went to Tenet. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Best production design, Mank. So that's pretty much that. Once again, you know what, Oscars, what you could have did, and you know we'll keep begging for this, and it'll never happen. You could have added stunts to the category.
Yes.
Maybe that would have drawn. Maybe that would and cast and direct. That maybe that would have drawn some more views. Say, hey, for the very first time, we're going to award best stunt coordinator and best stunt ensemble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? They do it with the SAG Awards. Why not do it with this? Stunts is such an important part, especially now, of films. You know, think about it. You got so many, and big up to Tom Cruise for being such a, an actor that does a lot of his own stunts, damn near most of his own stunts. But people like him has made a lot of other actors step their game up and want to do more stunts. And some of the actors, like in the Avenger movies and stuff like that, they're doing a lot of their own stunts. The bottom line is that all comes down to the stunt coordinator. You know what I'm saying? The one that's gonna, make it seamless for them to do these in the fight. As a matter of fact, I would give stunt and I'd give fight, because fight choreography, whatever, is a little bit different. But if you're just gonna keep it broad and say stunts, it should be two. It should be two. It should be stunt coordinator and stunt ensemble. That's what I think it should be, just to start with.
Yeah.
Just to start with. You know what I mean? Because you got stunt coordinators is very important. But the ensemble, sometimes in certain films, it's just everybody works so well together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do think casting director, because frankly,
I think that's interesting
without the casting director, then they wouldn't be. Then all the movies are based on the casting director that's nominated for an Oscar, no matter what Oscar is for. The casting director is the person that put the cast together. So yeah,
I agree. I agree. I never thought about that before, but I agree. You should. The Academy Awards should be the one award show that gives you every aspect and department of making film should get, major department of making film. And casting is a major department of a film. Yeah. It's one of the most vital departments.
I'm not saying catering. No.
Right. Yeah. No. Best craft services. No, not that. Man,
but they give. Really, some of those craft services, man, you got to hand to them. When you go on sets, man, they be feeding you. Some give you just the bare minimum, but some of them. I mean, I was on one. They got like lobster bisque, and he was like, "Damn, forget work. I just want to sit here, and just chill out."
No, it's true.
Grilled steak, not even fried steak. Grilled marinated steak with mushrooms and onions and jumbo shrimp. Like
sometimes some places even have a steak bar. Like you have like a beef in bar
barbecue pit.
They're making your stuff right there.
I know. I was watching behind the scenes of the remake of The Longest Yard, and they were talking. They wasn't feeding them no exile. They was giving them chicken and steak and ribs, and because you got these big boys out there eating some food.
Yeah.
And then you eating.
No, that's true. They were doing their thing. But I'm going to, I agree with you on cast and director. I don't know if that might be the only other category, because the producers are covered under Best Picture. Mm-hmm. That goes to the producers, right? Best director obviously is covered. The score is covered. The editing is covered. Sound, hair, makeup, production design, all that's covered, which it should be. All of it is big parts. Of course, writing is departments covered. The only major departments that aren't covered is stunts and casting, pretty much. So I agree with you. Casting should be a category, but not before stunts. If you got to pick one, put stunts first. But casting should be right in there.
I say that was the only two expansions I think I'm good with is stunts and casting.
I can't think of
like I said, catering, no, and I can't think of any like best grip, no, because those two are two really like really you can't make any movie without casting, and very few movies are really made that don't have some kind of stunt in it. Very few.
Yeah. I mean, everything people, you got to understand, just a push or a shove, that's actually a stunt. You know what I'm saying? And it's a stunt that could, if you're not careful, could get your project shut down by the Screen Actors Guild, because if their actor isn't supposed to do the stunt and you make them do it and you don't hire a stunt person, and that goes back, they go back to the union with that, that could really come back to bite you and hurt you bad. They could try to get your production shut down because you didn't do the right thing. But so yeah, I can't think of no other departments. You got cinematography, that's covered. So
you got special effects, you got art department, costumes,
all that's covered.
Sound,
all that is covered. So the only thing that isn't is casting. Good call out there, casting and stunts. Those are the two that you might as well go ahead and add them. Academy. I mean, what are you waiting on? Like, come on, just add the damn things.
I know.
And
stop
everybody's
being
life. Yeah, it'll be everybody's life easy. You know how they could have really had fun with announcing the first ever stunt coordinator award or something like that. They could have did a whole production, with stunts going on and stuff like that in right there in the theater, just to kind of really just push it up. Now I'm gonna say this, and this is I'm gonna get ready to end the show, but I'm gonna say this. I don't think how they presented last night was terrible. I think it was kind of cool actually, because I think it fit the theme, because there was a lot of unknown or new faces to the scene, like we talked about. So I thought it was pretty fitting to come out and say and tell you a little something about those people that was nominated in that category. Like there was a couple times where they're like, oh, so-and-so likes to do this when they, like when they talk about the cinematography, they was like, this person likes to use light and do this, that, and the other. Like I kind of thought that was cool. You kind of like letting people know a little something, a little tidbit about the nominees that's in here. And you're like, oh, I thought that was really creative. I thought that was cool to do that. And it fits this whole year, because I mean, you don't have to do that for Scorsese, Spielberg, Soderbergh, all of these people that the usual suspects that you see. You ain't got to do that for them. You know what I mean? But these are cats that you're not used to seeing, so you want to find a way to kind of relate to them on a level. You know what I mean? I thought it was really cool the way they did it. Halle Berry is a trending thing. She looked real, kind of bad last night. She, there's trending pictures of her going around there like, what the hell is going on with Halle Berry? And at first I watched it in real time and I didn't think she really looked bad. But, when you go back and freeze frame it, you're like, oh man, you can't really find a frame where she looked really good. So,
I know she does look kind of razzled, or
I don't know what that was.
Maybe
I mean,
it was
she's
like
still
a last minute decision for her to go.
Maybe, but it's still her body's great. She's still in great shape from doing the film that she did. The MMA film. So that part of it, broad shoulders, has some guns and all of that. That was great. But like up in here, I don't know what was going on with her. And that is the weirdest thing to say about Halle Berry. And you never say, I don't know what was going on up in here with Halle Berry. You know what I'm saying? Because she's one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah. Halle Berry smoking hot, whatever.
Yes, she is. Well, you like the wolf off of hey grandma. Yeah. Big eyes, yeah. Come on.
I mean,
hey, Looney Tunes.
because
Hey,
see,
Grandpa.
it keeps
What?
no,
Big
no, no,
eyes?
no.
Yeah. Big eyes. Yeah,
No, because see, it keeps backing up what I always said about Halle Berry. Is why I think that why she's over it. Look what you just said. You're talking about her attractiveness. No one really mentions her acting, but you look at the physical stuff.
No,
when you look at
not
someone,
true.
but
That's not true at all. You gonna say that no one mentions her acting? No
very
way.
very
Of course
few
people
when
do.
they talk about Halle Berry, like one of the most beautiful women in the world, right?
Well, I mean, listen to the context of what
wait,
I was
wait,
talking about.
Hold on. But if you really think about this for a second, right? Can people really sit there and say a Halle Berry movie that she was in that you just had to go see? You just had to go see it, right? When you look at other women that are gorgeous, like you look at Charlize Theron, for example. That's what I was about to say. People start talking not only about her acting, but like she's the female action person. She's the go-to girl nowadays for action between Mad Max or Fast and Furious or the old guard. But when they talk about Halle Berry, they just always concentrating on her looks. And I think that's what hinders her at times. And I'm not knocking Halle Berry, but I do think that she is overrated. Because most people can't sit there and say the movie that Halle Berry was in and say, oh my God, I just gotta go see this Halle Berry movie. You really can't. If people want to say Die Another Day, but that's not really her movie. I mean, she's the she's not in the co-lead. She's the next person down. It's a Bond film, so yeah, it's a Bond. You could say X-Men.
No, it's a Bond
she
film.
doesn't carry any of the X-Men movies. She's really, once again, because of beauty, I think she was vastly underwasted in the X-Men movies. None of her potential was really exploited anywhere in the X-Men movies, and maybe that's more the character of Storm. But how many people can really sit there and say, "Oh my God, Halle Berry's this movie, I just gotta go see it"? Very few. Where you see Charlize Theron, like, yeah, I want to go see Mad Max. I want to see the old guard. I want to see because she's in it. Whether it's even Prometheus or something where she might have a minor little role in it, just because you put her name in the movie, you put her face on the poster, I gotta go see this. When it comes to Halle Berry, she doesn't have that same kind of draw, that accolade. And I think I've always thought that's what hinders. Maybe it's the fact that she's too beautiful, right? And people only concentrate on her beauty. But what can she act? That has always been a question. And that's why I say I think she's overrated. Because
but I think that's always been a question for you. Right? Yeah, she definitely can act.
She can act. I'll agree. I mean, come on, the girl's got an Oscar now. If she deserved the Oscar, that's a different story. But she's got an Oscar, so obviously she can act. But when you just look at the physical part, I mean, think about it. We talk about Halle Berry lately, but why? Because she's been changing this physical part. She's been getting into gunplay and all this other stuff that make her like, oh damn, now she's been acting for 37 years. Now all of a sudden, now I want to start seeing Halle Berry doing this movie where she's in John Wick 3 and she's doing the same shit that John Wick is doing. Oh damn. Or that box movie that hasn't come out yet. Well, now she went to training where now she's dropping body weight and she's doing like when Demi Moore did G.I. Jane, right? Yeah. She stripped all that beauty stuff out of her and gave you this real rugged chick. And she didn't fake it. She really, really did it. And people wanted to see that. They want to see how you go from cover of Vogue to cover of Guns and Ammo. How do you do that? But and Demi Moore, frankly, she's another girl, very beautiful. People forget that she really can do that thing. She really can. Yeah, right. She has some skills. And when she came back, and when Demi Moore was gone for a minute, and she decided to come back to acting, what they concentrated on? The first picture you see of Demi Moore was her on the beach with Cameron Diaz and Charlie's Angels in the bikini. That's the first picture that you saw of Demi Moore, her on the beach. And I'm just saying.
I mean, it's true to a degree. The funny thing is when you go down Halle Berry's list of movies, she's never really Charlize Theron is a true leading lady. Yeah, she's a true leading lady. Where it is, now, like I said, it's weird. And that's funny because it's interesting that you said that because Halle Berry said in an interview what we've been talking about pretty much the whole show about Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I believed that the calls were gonna come,
and they didn't.
After I won the Oscar, she's like, and they didn't. Not like I thought they would, you know. And then, like we said, she had that one opportunity with the spinoff, the Jinx spinoff movie.
Yep.
That would have been
and got yanked
her
away
swan song. That got yanked away from. That would have been her swan song. I think you agree with that. That would have been.
I agree with that one.
That would have been.
Rightfully.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now we seeing Halle Berry less beauty, more physical, more acting ability. Because now, I mean, stepping into James Bond's world, okay, is cool. That's nice. But now you're taking James Bond world and you're shooting off that one in the James Bond universe. But now you got to carry the film. Right.
You may be on something there, Ralph, with the beauty hindering her career a little bit. You might be on something there, because after you said that, I start looking at her movies, and I'm like, there's really no movie here where it was just like, boom, Halle Berry, whatever movie. You know what I'm saying? Okay, she was pretty much the bigger name. She was probably the biggest name in Monsters Ball, you know, which was probably why she, Billy Bob he's a good big name, but he wasn't a bigger name as her. Nah. So that was it, really. But you got all these other films where she's always paired with someone, or what you call it, where was what, and then like the few that where she was kind of like the lead turned out to be bad scripts. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Turned out to be bad scripts, something like that. Now, like I said, I think the Frankie. What was it called? Frankie in June or something like that. It was called. Or
didn't get a wide release, so it's like you
didn't get a wide release. Yeah, I thought it was very good. She did very well on that. But like I said, you got stuff like that. Then the ones that they promoted for her didn't really do much. The Call, all of these movies they didn't do much. So I'm just like, but that was that opportunity. And the fact, I think it's interesting that she brought up the fact in an interview that. They didn't come.
No.
She's like, I was waiting.
No, and it's not like she was sitting around. Like I would say like that may have been the same case with Natalie Portman, right? Natalie Portman won her Oscar, okay, rightfully deserved it, rightfully earned it. But Natalie Portman was already in a franchise film, same thing as Halle Berry,
right? And franchise film, but she never had. Remember, we talked about that. She's never had that lead.
No, Natalie Portman is the lead in Star Wars, and even with Natalie Portman got to the point where she could sit back and pick and choose what she felt like she wanted to do. She had enough movie knowledge, and I was saying maybe Halle Berry thought that was in like the roles would come in, and she could sit back and either wait for the really big payday or the franchise film or the next artistic film to get her another Oscar nomination. Because even Natalie Portman doesn't do a whole bunch of movies, but she's very selective in what she does. She backs Black Swan up. What does she back it up with? She backs it up with another franchise, Thor. Yeah. Then what does she do? She does a biopic. She does Jackie. She's very, and then Thor brings the money. Jackie brought another Oscar nod, so she's very picky in what she does.
Very picky in what she does, and she's a good actor.
She's a very good actor.
She's a very good actor. She actually teaches a master class on the masterclass website. Like I said before, man, I just wish I could direct Matilda the Professional. And bring her back, and I would grab Millie Bobby Brown to play the young version of her character of Matilda, the younger version of Matilda, where like that in between age,
grow up,
right, between Natalie Portman's age now and from when she started back in with the Professional.
You know what? I think we need to get this topic going. Let me speak to always like Quentin Tarantino. All right. I know you want to do that R-rated version of Star Trek, and that don't sound that interesting to me. I don't want to hear Kirk saying F every other word. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I think you got a little bit of pull in Hollywood today. I think you got a little bit of juice, a little bit of power. Why not get the rights to that character and Quentin Tarantino do that? Yo, I'll be in the movie theater today with
that would be so
money
with Tarantino doing with Tarantino doing that would be just so phenomenal.
It would be,
but Natalie Portman will have that boom. Natalie Portman, Matilda the Professional, and then you got Millie Bobby Brown in there playing the younger version, and you split it. You do it like The Godfather Part 2. You split when she was learning how to become a cleaner. And then you cut to her already a professional cleaner. You know what I'm saying? But you got to show you get Millie Bobby Brown to show all her faults, because remember it was like trial and error for her, because now Leon is dead, so it's trial and error for her. So you can see all her faults, her little hits, and she let me tell you, this could be we putting this out into the universe. This could be history right here if they did.
Somebody need to, and somebody look. Natalie Portman is still young enough where she would be believable. As this.
Or of course, because like I said, she ain't her age right now. She ain't no older than what Leon was in The Professional. Right. The character who played Leon. What's the gentleman's name again?
Jean Reno.
Jean Reno. Yeah. She ain't no older than him, so she's perfect as a cleaner.
39. She turns 40 this year. Even if you did this, even if you did the sequel where it's kind of like she's retiring, where she's like Batman Beyond, where she's now training her replacement.
Yeah.
Right. And you have her training the replacement, but she as she's telling the girl about certain things, you flash back to her when she was actually doing it. You flash back to her when she was a kid after he died.
Bro, let me tell you something. Screw these people, bro. Let's get together and write it ourselves. What can happen? What's the worst that can happen? You see what I'm saying? I feel like writing this film myself and writing it as a spec script and pitching it, sending that shit to Quentin ourselves and see where it goes. Because let me tell you, man, we need to see this. They're both prime. They're both the prime ages for what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Millie Bobby Brown is still a teenager. She's not even in 39, 40, and Natalie Portman is just turning 40. They are the perfect ages. And like I said to you before, for people who might be listening, right? You may not realize this, but Millie Bobby Brown looks a lot
creepily like Natalie
Portman. Yeah, like creepily. Yeah, I'm about to show y'all right now.
She looks like that's Natalie Portman's daughter.
Yeah, for the people, if you don't want to believe me, I'm about to show y'all right this second. This is how uncanny Millie Bobby Brown looks like Natalie Portman. It's so crazy. Let me find. There's a couple of pictures here, but I'm gonna find this one here. We're gonna put that in. I'm gonna bring this picture up, and I'm going to. Yeah, let's do this. Here we go. For those of you who may not have noticed before, you heard it here on Real Talk. Natalie Portman can play Millie Bobby Brown could play Natalie Portman's daughter, little sister, twin, the younger version of her.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Natalie Portman on this side. Here's Millie Bobby Brown. Look at that.
Look at that.
And that's just one picture. There's so many pictures of them that they're rocking two different hairstyles, but you look at them, you're like, oh my God. Look at the facial structure. Like,
look at the bone cheeks.
The bone structure, the cheekbones almost the lips too. She has a little bit more full of lips.
Look at the
Look
ears.
at the ears. The nose.
Hell, forget that. Look at the
eye
hairline.
shape.
Look at the hairline.
Hairline. I mean, her eyes look to be a little bit lighter than hers, just a tad. But they're about the same eye color. She seems to have like a little bit longer neck. A little bit longer neck than her. Yo, she would be perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect as the young version of Natalie Portman in any movie. But she is prime to play young Matilda the professional. I'm putting it out there, and God damn it, I'm gonna write me a script.
And you know, you open it up where like she's doing a hit and she's thinking about what she said to that counselor after Leon dies. Like, I was with this great guy that taught me a lot. He was a professional hitman and he was murdered. And if you don't help me, I'll be dead by the end of the night. That's how you start the movie. Like that's a quick reflash of what, and then
you could have her do that. You could have Millie do that scene, react that scene, and it would work.
Yeah,
if you needed it to. I mean, you could actually just show it from the original film, and then flash forward a little bit to showing her training, showing her, trying to learn how to shoot more, shooting more things, and still walking with that plant. We gotta have that plant.
Yeah,
she gotta have the plant with her, and she's still walking.
And
the haircut. The plant could represent. See, I'm gonna stop giving my secrets away on air. The plant could represent time going. So as you see, every time you see her, Millie Bobby Brown, the plant is still, a certain thing. But by the time you see her,
it's tree.
Bigger. It's a tree. Yeah, it's you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, come on, son. I'm about to rock this out. Let me get this out before somebody steal my
idea. Or you have it where she's walking around New York and she goes back to her old neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she remembers seeing her parents hearing her parents get gunned down, and seeing, like, hell, it could be something where like where they lived at is now something now because it was blown up. So then she remember, like, and then you have as she's walking by, you hear his voice saying, Matilda.
Yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah. Matilda.
Like it's drawing her back into the light. Like maybe she didn't try it, but she hearing the voice and it's drawing her back into the light.
Right. Even if she's just using that to motivate her, even if she's just using that to draw from him, she needs to draw from his energy to do this thing. It would be perfect, man. It would be perfect because you got.
I'm there midnight screening like Avengers style to see.
Yeah. And I don't understand why these assholes that are blocking this whole situation don't understand that everybody can get money from this.
Yeah.
Everybody can get money from this, yo. This would make money. It would make money. Period. I don't care what anyone says, it would make money. So, but it is what it is. I really am, I'm really into the writing stuff now. And that is a film that I would take a shot at writing to just kind of put it out there as a spec script, shop it to, whatever, Warner Brothers. Who put that out? Was that Warner Brothers? Who put that film out?
No, that's
originally.
That's Columbia Pictures.
Columbia Pictures.
Yeah.
Shop it, whatever, and throw it out there and see if it sticks, man, because it don't get no better. And I'll be like, listen, my film requires Millie Bobby Brown and obviously Natalie Portman. It is a requirement for them to play in this film. So if you want to take this film, you want to pick this film up, it is a requirement. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it would be perfect. So I'm going to.
Now that's a movie that I want to see a sequel to. I want that one.
Yeah.
A lot of sequels I don't want to see. That one I want to see it because I just like, man, because that's like, I think I might be cool to see a Kill Bill Volume 3, but it can't be called Kill Bill. It's got to be called something else. But it's the end of the character of the bride. But
Yeah.
now you have the little girl that's now grown hunting down the bride. Yeah, I like to see that one. Okay, but if I got a choice between Kill Bill 3 or The Professional 2, Professional 2 is always going to win because I'm waiting almost 30 years for that. No, 20 years. No, 30 years. Almost 30. Damn. 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, man, it is so crazy, and I love the way they did. I think they did. I think I saw an interview with them. They did actually meet finally somehow. Maybe it might have been over Zoom or something, or they might have met somewhere else. But it's just amazing how much she looks like her.
I know. Now,
It's
see,
just
I'm reading here on the Wikipedia page now. It says here there's an extended version of The Professional. It's 20. It says it's the international version. It's 25 minutes longer. Now, The Professional is already 2 hours. It's 133 minutes. So now you've thrown almost another half hour into it. I would love to see. Now, there you go with the streaming services. Somebody put that up. I take a. You know how many times I've seen The Professional, but you said, well, we added another 25 minutes to it. Really?
Yeah.
I get more Gary Oldman? I get more now? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm with that.
More Gary, more Natalie. I watch it, but like I said, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it, and I will continue to say it. Millie Bobby Brown, Natalie Portman. It doesn't get no better than that. It don't get no closer than that. You tell the story Godfather 2 style, where you showing her. That way both of them equally get their screen time because they're both big stars. At this point, they equally get their screen time, and it turns out to be something that's a big thing. Turned out to be something that's a big thing, man. I'm telling you, that movie will cake. That movie will make money. That movie make money.
Put Quentin Tarantino behind that one. Yo, and just throwing this out there, right? Because she would be a professional killer. What if somewhere in Matilda's travels, she ran into the bride and was friends with her? And
well, Tarantino would do something like that.
Yeah,
because he could do something like that because he likes to cross over characters.
Or wait a minute, or what if during her travels she ran into the girl of Vivica Fox's character, the daughter, and she trains the daughter to go after the bride? What if that?
All right.
That would I'd be like, yo.
I definitely want it. Well, if Tarantino's already said if he continued Kill Bill, it would be with the young lady who played
the little girl. But that would be like, yo, really? So now, if you did that, now you almost guaranteeing that we're going to get a Kill Bill 3 because you wouldn't bring that character back into a movie unless you was planning on doing something with her. You know? Man.
Yeah, he likes to cross over his characters into films, even if it's something subtle. Then you might get an actual situation like what what's his name? Shyamalan did when, out of nowhere at the end of what was it? At the end of what was it?
Split. We're all in Bruce Willis.
Split.
And I remember I saw that in Vegas with a bunch of people, and when Bruce Willis came up, he was like, yo! He was like, Mr. Glass. And
I was like, oh.
Yo!
Okay.
Because I was not expecting that at all. For Bruce Willis to show up into that movie, it was like, yo, really?
Yeah, even when this is my last one. Even when they was kids, there's a picture of them when they were kids. When Millie Bobby Brown was even more of a kid. She's still a kid, but and then they had like a Natalie Portman picture. Where is it? I was just looking at it too. I was like, oh my god, looks like that. But anyway, yeah, I can't. It's not downloaded, but we all know that. Anyhow, that's it. That's our show. Wrapping it up. But I'm not even kidding, Ralph. I think I might write that, At least write it as a spec script and go from there. Because I don't look at anything as a waste of time, because it still gives me good practice to write something like that. And there's 3 films that I always felt if they never did it, I'd just write it myself for the sake of writing it. And that would be, not that, the other films we don't need sequels or prequels to, but I always felt intrigued by it. This one we do need one too. But what I also thought about was, I thought about writing the story of when Lonzo, that whole story that got him basically killed in Training Day. What happened in Vegas? Was it Vegas they were in?
Yeah, it was Vegas.
I would tell that story as a prequel, and that the end of that movie would be him waiting in the diner for Ethan Hawke's character. You know what I'm saying? And I said I would get someone right now. I guess now you can get his son to play him if you wanted to. But I also thought that Nate Parker really resembles Denzel too, in his mannerisms. And I was like, I would get Nate Parker. At first, I was saying I would get Nate Parker to play the young Lonzo and do that story, and then end it in the diner, him looking at the paper, But when Ethan Hawke's character pulls up, he pulls the paper down and it's Denzel. That'd be the only time you see him, Denzel in it. And then he just puts the paper back over his face, because he was in the diner reading the paper when.
Well, I think the only problem with that one is that the incident that got him in trouble is like right before. It's like literally
it's just
minutes,
right before,
hours before. So that's a little hard.
That's the only problem.
I get where you're going with that. Now,
or tell the story of his Training Day. Maybe that's why it's called that. Show you how he became so corrupt.
Yeah,
because he wasn't always corrupt.
That's what I was. He even says that if you have the movie in the lead scenes, he said that I wasn't always like this. I was like you, but through what happened to me, things that I've seen on the show, I just changed. Yeah, I'm good with that one. Sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. And the only other one that I said, like I said, and once again, neither one of these movies need a prequel or a sequel. And what I was me and my brother were talking about writing a film called Catherine Davis, which would be about Catherine Trammell before she changed the name to Catherine Trammell. Catherine Davis, because there's a whole story about her.
Parents
way before. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they should have never went forward with it. They should have went backwards with it. They should have went prequel and tell us about that mysterious past of hers.
Well, then, you know what I mean? Who do you get to play her?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just pulling this right off the top of my head. But as of right now, I'm thinking like Margot Robbie. You know what I mean? Somebody like that could do it. You know what I mean? I think she could do it. She, the fact that matters, because obviously you'd have to recast for that character.
Yeah.
But I think Margot Robbie could play a nice young Catherine Trammell. You know what I'm saying? Or Catherine Davis. So I'm done throwing my stuff out there on the internet so people can steal it. So that was my ideas, and so
I like those two, but
yeah. I mean, like I said, they're movies that don't necessarily need prequels or sequels, but it would be good. It would be. I think it'd be intriguing where people are like, "Oh, I'll check that out."
I'll check it out. I can spit out, and they gotta be theatrically. They can't be streaming. Like I would go see that one. I don't know if it would be like a midnight movie, but if I had a Saturday when was nothing to do, I'd go check it out.
Set up and check it out. Yeah. So,
those things.
But the Matilda, the Professional, that I'm trying to write that, man.
You know what I would have liked to seen it before they got older. A third a Romance in the Stone movie. I think it needed a
That would have
third
been
one.
kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, where now, like maybe not the fact that she has kids, that they have kids, but now you see how their life changed, that they were actually married, that they weren't tripping around the world, and then they were back in New York City, and then some shit happened. I would have liked to have seen that one, that because I do like Romance in the Stone. Jewel and Nile is okay, but Romance in the Stone was really good.
Romance in the Stone was good. I used to watch that all the time. I came on HBO like it was going out of style.
And it is the Indiana Jones ripoff, but it's a good ripoff. It's a good ripoff.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. But yeah, so anyway, deuces, people. Let's wrap it up. Next week we'll come back, talk some more stuff. Next week we'll do we'll get back to Mount Rushmore. I think I'm gonna put the poll up tonight because I didn't do it last week, so we'll put it up for this week, and that will be for sitcom male characters. Right now we're going to just non-black sitcoms, just white sitcoms, if you want to call it. Not to put colors on them, but we'll just call them sitcom male characters. Once you see all of the choices, you'll realize it's not black sitcoms. Right? So, we're gonna throw that out there and let people choose the four.
This is a tough one. And what's funny? I was thinking about this today because today I've been home all day, right? And I'm looking at some channel on cable called Classic TV. It's like 104, right? And I'm starting to think about the female category, and I started writing down some people, but I forgot. You got to add Mary Tyler Moore into that. How could you possibly forget about Betty White? You have to add her. But the question that I had is, like when we originally did this, we were looking at the people that were like the main players, right? But when we did the women, Florence is a minor player. She's a backup. So if we do the white women, do you give consideration to Carla from Cheers? Because she's a big part of that show.
She was a big part.
But she is not. But Diane.
I know who we do have to put that we didn't mention for the women, but we didn't get to the women yet. But she's not she's a major part, and that's Fran Drescher, the nanny.
I thought about Fran Drescher, the nanny. But then I was thinking Katie Seagal from Married with Children. But what about Kelly or Mrs. Darcy? I just think because it's not an ensemble. For me, it's not an ensemble.
It's not an ensemble, but I just think that Kelly is you could consider Kelly, obviously, and Katie Siegel character.
Katie Siegel, yes, certainly,
most definitely her.
Right,
Kelly, you might be able to consider because she was really popular or whatever. I'm not gonna get the neighbor. I'm not considering her. I'm not putting her in there.
But
I know she was funny, and I know her character was a an important character, but nah.
I don't know.
You could have put somebody else there. Another actor could have been there. Another character could have been there.
But the
show would have still been fun. The show is based around the Bundys.
But see, that's quirkiness. That's just the thing. The two guys that played her husband is right, but she herself, Amanda Bierce, wasn't interchangeable.
Right. She wasn't. She wasn't changed out. Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying. She wasn't changed out, but I look at that.
Toe with Al Bundy. She went toe to toe with him many a times. Got him arrested.
But she's not. She wasn't as important to that show to me as Florence character to the Jeffersons.
No, she's not. I agree with that. She's not.
Yeah, she wasn't as important to that show as Florence with the she was pretty much the equivalent of the Willises to the Jeffersons. How Willis's wife was with George. You know what I mean? She didn't back down from George. They always went at it. They be shooting the dozens. You're playing the dozens. You know what I'm saying? They just, that was the equivalent to, everyone has, you think about it, every good sitcom has that neighbor that is the funny or a juxtaposition, or something like that. You know what I mean? To the main character.
But I've thought about that. But we could say the same thing with Pam. Pam, I mean, really, it's about Martin and Gina. Pam is the backup character, but Pam is really the backbone to that show, because without Pam, Martin ain't got nobody to go back and forth against. Without Pam,
yeah.
and
That's why she made. Remember, she made the list. That's why she made the list, because she was a very important character in there. So anyway, we'll talk about it. I'll put the list up and we'll go from there. Thanks everybody that came through. Jimmy Ace, of course. Joseph Tanner, of course. I saw Maddie up in here earlier. We appreciate you. Thank you to Jen Garcia, who was our guest for the night.
Jen,
always
you gotta show me some ID that you're you're over 40, because I saw your timeline. I don't believe it.
Bruh,
I think you cheated us a couple of years.
That girl, she done found the youth, though. She's a vampire, possibly. I don't know. I'm not sure, but she looked like it looked like she stopped aging at like 21.
Right. Or you got some unicorns in your neighborhood or something, because I'm like, yo, what's your secret?
Yo, she is. I love it. She's just. I mean, and not that what her age is old, but the bottom line is being over 40. I never, like you said, no one would believe that she's over 40.
Nah,
she's she has no problem saying it, because she looks phenomenal. She's great. All the way around. Her energy, her look, all that stuff. Always good to have her on. We'll have her back very soon. And we thank her for coming on. Yeah, next week we'll get back to Mount Rushmore. We'll talk some more ish. And there you go. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you everyone for joining. Shout out to everyone who checks out this on the replay. Like, comment, share. That's the most important. Share this video, please. And don't forget to hit up the IE Network for our merchandise. Pick up a shirt, whatever. Yo, you gotta send me your address too, man, so I can send you that shirt. So, all right, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. You can love us, you can hate us, but do not forget about us. Peace.
Wear your mask. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.